Afternoon there, Tony, back in the studio. Yep, we're here at the Victor Harbour Oval today for the second semi-finals, and it's a funny day. We've had overcast conditions and just misty showers coming around, and hopefully they're gone now and it will clear up. But the last one we had, it's only light but enough to get damp on it, and yeah, blue sky, and it was still drizzling. So the players are coming into here. For those on YouTube watching, we have Wollonga, who finished second, I think they did, yep, in the season, the proper they're going on. They are in the red and white, come against McLaren's, who are dark navy blue and red and yellow on their bands across the chest as the players stand in there and the toss is about to be underway. Up it goes there in the centre, comes up there, Wollonga win the toss. And they will be kicking to the left of screen, or for our radio viewers, they will be going to the Adelaide end here of the Victor Harbour Oval. Of course, McLaren will kick to predominantly what we call the netball court ends, or the C end, which is to the right of screen, and onto there. So, big crowd here in attendance. Like I said, the weather looks like all right. There's a breeze up, it's lofting around, and it looks like it's wanting to swing from the CBD of Victor Harbour coming back into our face to the club rooms, but it's only light, but it's probably just slightly favouring the Adelaide end, which is the left of the screen. So previous scores here, we've had here the going out, which the losers will play next Saturday in the final there at Strathalbyn. My Ponga Sellicks have had three sides in today. Their junior Colts played Strathalbyn. Strathalbyn, I was positive, were winners of that one.
Yeah.
In the senior Colts, Strathalbyn run out winners over my Ponga Sellicks in that. And the reserves that have just finished, Wollonga 13-7, beating my Ponga Sellicks 3-2, and that was quite a substantial beating to them, considering that I'm sure they were finishing up on the top. So yeah, so a
big
bit of
win, Tony, isn't it, in the second semi-final? So.
Yes. Yeah, it certainly is, but like I said, yeah, sort of a dog day here for my Ponga Sellicks. Got all grades in, but their A grade play tomorrow in the basically elimination, so we'll get on to there. So we've had the calls here that this season in these finals, all the A grades will start at 2:30, irrelevant of what time the reserves finish. And of course, Wollonga come up, warmed up at the end of it, then went into the change rooms and have come out at 25 past, 26 past. And McLaren came out and have been out in the ground here for about 20 minutes now. But the players are starting to take position here now, so we will not be far off of getting underway just after 2:30. Predictions, Kevy, who do you think?
Well, as I said this morning, a team that hasn't lost a game for the whole year, but they tell you what, they come close in a couple.
They certainly did. At the latter part was just a sort of a bit casual.
Sort of out of the five, and they went close to getting them. There was three players running towards an open goal, and it looked like a train crash, didn't it? They all fell over and pushed the ball through for a point. But anyway.
Yeah, like I said, it'd be interesting. Wollonga, I think, need to play at their best if they want to beat them. And here we go. We have the umpires, Alex, and Luke. So Alex, the umpire, throws the ball in the air. Up she goes, comes down there. Quickly picked up there by Wollonga trying to get out. Wrapped all up, and the umpire comes in and picks the ball up for another throw up. Up she goes up, ruckman go up, comes out there by Mills slightly onto it. Comes over here quickly, Wollonga now trying to get up onto here, and the McLaren players wrapped up, and Todd McKay, and he goes back. Centre umpire, third bounce up there goes, Mills goes up, gets it out for Wollonga, comes over quickly to there. Kick was a stagnant one, goes out, the handball gets thrown out, and it'll be a free kick to Wollonga here in Liam Nye. Nye goes forward, kicks all out there, look at that, comes out easily there, and that is Brad Haskett. So, big Brad Haskett line up, only going to kick from 20, possibly 25, if that.
Should be able to get this one.
Slight angle, you can see for angle here if you're watching on YouTube. That's a good shot, almost directly behind him. We're just off on the inside. So, Brad Haskett going for the first score here for this game. Second semi-final. In he comes, lines it up, drops it, and guess what? He's dropped that on the narrow side, straight through for a minor score. So, on the FBH scoreboard, Willunga go to 1 point, McLaren yet to score.
Yes, and the ball will be brought back if they can find it down there. Looks like it's been found. It's kicked back on the oval by someone down there.
Yeah, it comes back into Alex Moyle. He does all the kicking duties.
And he kicks it in over that far side of the ground. Oh, there's a kick off the ground over there for Willunga. Goes straight out there to Sam Rennie. And Rennie, this could be the hardest shot of the day.
Yeah, he's more of an angle, isn't he?
He probably put it through.
And he's further out.
Yeah, he's obviously, I think he'd be a right footer too.
Yep.
And in he comes now to have the kick for goal. This could be the first goal of the game. I reckon it'll be inside 50.
He's a left footer too.
Left footy. Well, that's as we said. Guess what? Straight.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
Now, with it back in hand, everything's set once again. Back he comes. We can get 2 of their names right because they're both Alex's. So it goes up they go. Mills gets it out for Willunga. Ellis can't get it. It goes back quickly over there. That one goes into Todd McKay for McLaren's. Goes forward, turns around up in their forward flank. Willunga pick the ball up and Burdett. Burdett hands is always good. Series of handball comes out quickly out there through to Braden Altus. He puts it out wide. Running player there for Willunga. He gets tackled, go down, almost twisted it. He turns around and gets a free kick for being held onto too long. That one goes round to Darcy Scott. He's in the back flank there. Virtue clubroom side, drives it off short, goes off and finds his player there in Liam Nye. Nye, he looks inside, still looking inside. Decides he's going to come clubroom side, brings it up to the wing. Up they go. Big ruckman goes up into there for Sam Laurie for McLaren's. He drives off, kicks in quite close, goes out wide though, and up they go. Fist goes up in the air, over it goes quickly. McLaren gets up to it, gets knocked out there, turns around, goes over quickly. Willunga wrap this one up on the forward flank and it'll be a ball up by the umpire. Umpire Alex, whoa, we got a bit of wobbles up on there, the wind got it to it, so it comes all up, turns around, McLaren gets it, he gets wrapped up, he goes over the pack and the umpire needs to repeat it once again. Still on the clubroom side here, up she goes, that was a quick little throw up that one, over she goes, turns around, Willunga, what the run of it here, up they come, handball goes out, goes over quickly, an airy by McLaren, comes back down the grounds, picked all up, kicked out there by Willunga. Goes forward, up onto the wing. It goes out there in Jakey Stanfield, can't get to it, and right in front of the interchange box there, on the forward flank here for Willunga's slight advantage to them. Boundary umpire with it. 4 boundary umpires today, 2 both sides, which will help them out greatly. Up she goes, a bit short, but goes up and down. Quickly out there by Ellis. Handball comes over, picks his player out quickly, and Jackson Daniels. Ooh. Daniels goes down. Poor kick, and she goes over the boundary line untouched and goes back to Willunga. Brightenstone's the change rooms here. He drives up, the umpire's blown his whistle and is discussing something, and the ball will go back. We'll wait to pick up what it is. I think he's just resetting the mark, I think, which I didn't think seemed strange enough to warrant that.
It's still a bit pedantic, isn't it?
Yeah, it was untouched. He's brought the player back out, so he's brought him in. The player's over the line now, so in he comes, drives this ball back again. Up she goes, up on there, up and down. Can't get to it there, Willunga. Handball goes over the top, beautifully picked up into there and goes around there by Danny Jukers. He goes up, over goes there to the big Jakey Stanfield. Jake Stanfield, there's a signal, goal from the umpire. So
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Didn't really register too much on the scoreboard, so if they all fire, they'll be good.
Umpire throws it up again in the centre. Up it goes. Push down. Here's a chance out there for McLaren. They've got hold of it. They got dispossessed.
He'll be holding the ball.
There. I think that's holding the ball. It is. Umpire tells him to play on that far side of the ground, and they play on out there. Off hands it goes. And here's a chance now for McLaren. The ball now will go in, and oh, gee, that might have almost
got there.
It bounced, and then it bounced at right angles, and almost went straight through the goals. Pushed through in the end, and that's McLaren's first score, a point. So McLaren 1 point, Willunga 2-1 on their FP Ag scoreboard.
Willunga now get told to carry up, to go forward. Up they go. It looked like to me that the player was in too close in that mark. Jakey Stanfield gets it. He tries to handball and wrapped up, and it'll be a ball up on the forward flank for McLaren's, half back for Willunga. Up she goes, up there. Mills gets it for Willunga, puts it all down, goes out through to Braden Alders. Handball goes out, goes off there, and he finds his player up on the wing position. Far side on the scoreboard side though. They drive off, goes quickly again, over there. Haskett pushes him far off, drives off, comes in the forward line here. Up it goes, arm wrestling going up, and a good juggling mark by McLaren there in Ashley Goodison. So defensive mark there. Lost all the tape on his arm, so that's not going to do any good for him. Comes in, comes the clubroom side, drives this up on the back flank. Up they go, big shove there, and then he gets one high. But the umpire saw the first one. That was good pick up there by the umpire there in Luke. So McLaren's on the back flank. Turns around, doesn't know where to go. Copes up this clubroom side up to the wing. Up they go. Up too high. Goes over. Read beautifully by there. And it's a free kick to McLaren for interference. The umpires will
wake up to all this pushing out.
Yep.
Two hands in the back all so far, isn't it?
Matthew Merritt with it for McLaren's on the true wing clubroom side. So yeah, they've picked him up. They're hot onto it. There's a lot of just body pushing under before the ball gets there, and they're picking it up, which is great.
Very obvious free kick.
Yeah, up it goes. Kick was short, and there was a bump from behind, but there was under going to the McLaren player there, and Jackson Daniels goes forward, and there's a big one grab up there by Jordan Mutton. Mutton drives up, kicks it dead into that pocket though, goes up, off hands, over, and it goes right in that forward pocket for a throw in there by the boundary umpire. I don't know why they go so deep into there. Now that they've spread it out, the goals, it makes a deep pocket there with the change to the netball courts. Up it goes up there. Ruckman goes up, comes out through McLaren's, socket off the ground, comes all out there, and a mark out here to Ashley Goodison. Ashley Goodison must be on the ball because he's in the back pocket and he kicked up there. Goes up and down, can't get picked up by Willunga. Handballs it all out. Goes to Hoffman. Hoffman gets back. McLaren's come in. They try to push it over. He gets wrapped up right in the full forward position, and it'll be a ball up. And by Alex comes in. Sets himself up right in the full forward position. Up they go. Goes out. Mutton can't get it. One-handed. Goes up there. Turns around, kicked, and that will be out on the touch just before it went. So it'll be a boundary throw into the what's name? Burdett wants it, but he can't round. The umpire's called touch, so there's no good arguing with the central umpire. It's the boundary umpire's called. Turn around it goes. Get out of it, Birdie. The boundary umpire's there, and he called it touch, so you go on his call, not Central's.
Yeah, you don't take any notice of anyone
that's
else.
right. So he goes up. Great call by him. Goes up on there. Comes off hand. Comes back down. Turns around quickly by McLaren's. McLaren spins. Can't get up onto there. Comes back over there. Socket off there by McLaren's. I reckon he's got it through. Yep, wait for it. There it is. Umpire says yes.
The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the South Coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot.
Well, you know, you're a defender. Dive on it and smash it through the
Well,
goals.
that's what you need to do. Then it would have been dead anyway. It doesn't matter. Up goes the ruckman in the centre of the ground again. And I think that might have been Ellis that came out. Got a little bit of a bump there from someone about twice his size.
He's good on he's well balanced, isn't
He
he?
is,
He took that and he almost
took it.
recovered and got the
Yeah.
ball and his mate snatched it.
Hardly went off a line. Anyway, another throw up down there, and coming out there, the ruckman for Wollonga had the ball briefly, and down the line it goes now, and the mark has been taken out there
Daniel
by Alex Moyle, isn't it?
Not
Ma, was it? Anyway, he's kicked it down, and here's a chance now for Wollonga to get it again. A good bounce here, and they're in business. That's Wollonga if they can, but it's bounced too many times out there, and it's gone now almost down to the 50-metre arc for Wollonga, and the umpire says, give it to me and I'll toss it up. Ball's given back to him there by Joel Vanderloo, and the umpire throws that up, and I reckon Mount Compass...
He's probably unlucky. He picked him as a throw out the back.
He threw it straight behind him. And there's a free kick that's gone out there to Luke Mitten.
No, Joel Vanderloo with that one. Kicked it forward.
And it's gone over here now to Cameron Hutchins for Wollonga, and it's been marked by the big fella coming out there.
Stansfield.
There's a little bit of a nudge, and the ball has got pushed out. The umpire says out there to throw it in, so it's out of bounds now, about 20 metres around from the right behind post. In it comes in, and Haskett got away with another push in the back then, I reckon, too. This should be marked out here. If not, it could be the free kick, but it's play on. Calls the umpire, and here's a chance now for McLaren to get the going again through Charla. Charla puts the ball down the ground. Well, the wind's not having much of effect in it.
Good stretch and grab.
And a good stretch and grab out
Grimley.
there by Grimley. Grimley kicks the ball further down, and out there now the Mutton had hold of it briefly. The ball's on the ground, and the umpire lets play go on, but I think it'll be close to the boundary line this time. Well, it will be now, and the umpire will come in and throw it up. So the ball will be tossed up in the forward pocket, right forward pocket. Up it goes. Ruckman bounced off each other then, and the ball just come down, hit the ground, and the umpire says, I'll do that again. So he does it again, and Mutton goes up, gets it. Wollonga fella there got the ball, and he
smothered and over the boundary line.
And that's smothered down there by Job Cowell. Boundary umpire now tosses it in. In it goes. Knocked down again. Taken out here by Wollonga. The ball will stay in. It's right over on the boundary line. And the umpire says on the boundary, it's gone across the line and out of bounds. So they're using the whole of the oval at the moment, Jeff.
Yeah, they do on this oval. Centre's still the best way to goals, isn't it? So up it goes, turns round, quickly smashed out there by Darcy Scott, and that goes over the boundary line once again for the repeat by the boundary umpire. You see if on YouTube there's netball courts in the background there. That's why we say netball court end, and that's also a C end.
Tennis court
so
end.
So goes there, turn. So up she goes, turn round. McLaren's can't get it out, kick can't come out, turn around, goes over, lots of bodies, and he dives in there quickly, and Mackay gets it all out, goes over there, over the back it runs, turns around, Wollonga rush through there, and that's another minor score to McLaren. They go to 1 goal to 2 goals 1 to Wollonga on the FPAG scoreboard.
McLaren don't waste any time getting the ball back in play. In it goes. Over the clubroom side. Goes over there, and the mark's been taken down there by Cody Ellison. Ellison always got a player leading out for him here, but I think his teammate got in the way then and took the mark, and now Mutton can have another go at the goals.
You look at that distance there though, Kevy, that's still deep in that pocket, isn't it?
It's not easy there.
No, you go to those pockets with the change, like I said, the goals used to be almost around where the end of the netball courts are.
Yeah.
When they extended them for safety reasons, well then they had to reorder the oval a bit and push the goals around. So that makes that a deep pocket.
It makes it a deep pocket, yeah, mainly because it's got to be in, it can't be anywhere else.
Yeah, no, it's good for I reckon for the ground, but yeah, the players haven't woken up to it.
Mutton have a shot at goal, and that is not a bad kick at goal because I reckon that one's gone straight through.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
The ball is on the way back. We've had 17 minutes of play here in the first quarter. Up she goes. Bass gets it for Wollonga. Puts it all down. Goes over. Picked up quickly by McLaren's though. He comes out. Goes around out here to Tom Harms. Harms goes off, but that's a bad kick. Goes straight around in the arms there for Darcy Scott.
That's a bad kick
Darcy
too.
Scott's not too good. Meagle picks it up.
Oh,
Altus gets it. Altus goes forward. Man on man. Picked up beautifully by Zohar. He goes out and he finds his backman there on the half-back flank. Turns around. Quickly going onto it there. I reckon that might be Jackson Daniels, 49. He drives off, comes the clubroom side onto the wing. Up they go. In front is Darcy Scott once again for Wollonga, and he's in a fair bit of play here in this first quarter. He's turned around right up on this flank, playing the back lines. McLaren's are flooded. He turns around, he goes off in the pocket, too far over. Big Jakey almost took it at his ankles. Goes out, handball goes forward, too far though. Wollonga got the sit here, comes around there, handball goes out, straight to McLaren's though. Out he comes straight away there in Jackson Daniels. He drives forward, up on the forward lines. Brett Ellis goes, the male medalist, he goes, he gets shoved, still recovers his feet, drives into full forward. Look at this, turns around, rolls all up onto there, straight through there. That one there was James Grindley. Umpire indicates a goal, so McLaren's are on.
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialist in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday, 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
Yeah, so he finds Grimley there and he goes straight through and that was an easy goal for him.
Yeah, so the lead has gone down now that Wollonga had. So it's at the moment McLaren are 7 points ahead as the ball's about to be thrown up again in the centre of the ground. Up it goes. Gee, threw it up high then. Ruckman go in, plenty of time to do it, and out of the centre it goes, and that is a long kick down to the forward line, and it was dead straight down there at the moment.
Oh, we have to pay that one.
fell
Accidental, but
over
it
the top
was
of him.
knees into the back. Should pay that one.
Oh, yeah, but he didn't.
No, he hasn't.
Here's another goal coming up. What is that, number 5?
14, Leon Groves. And they
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialist in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday, 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
Up it goes, he tosses it up. That's the trouble with the two umpires out there at the moment, or three umpires out there. One's thrown a lot higher than the other, but anyway, the players should be able to work that out. In goes Ellis, on the ground, slides along the ground, gets a hand pass out, and down to the half forward line it goes out there, and that'll be a mark or a
hanging on, free kick to McLaren's.
And the player coming out there, has taken the mark, and that is Leon Groves, and he's kicked it in, and he
Too high.
kicked it too. I think
Mutton.
we'll get the free kick.
Free kick, too high over the shoulder.
And Mutton now will have a shot for goal. This will test him out a little bit. Although if he comes around a little bit there, the further out he goes, the straighter he is on the goals. But anyway, he's got a chance here. He's not very far out. On a fair sort of angle though.
He is their goal kicker, isn't he? That's what he's recruited for.
Yeah, well, let's see if he can do it. In he comes, and
Look at that.
I reckon he can do it. And that is
Goal.
Mutton's second goal.
Yeah, you look
Brilliant
at the,
sunshine
Look at the
now.
left, and that cloud's just a little bit fluffy, but it's grey in it, isn't it? But yeah, the only rain we will get probably will only be showery, light. Up she goes in the centre, comes back down. Nobody really gets it. Comes back down. McKay gets it over there, but he's wrapped up there by Braden Aldous, and it'll be a repeat by the umpire Luke.
Luke Jensen.
Jensen goes up from the famous dad, I presume. It's Jensen's lad, I suppose, but goes forward. He's the only one with hair out there, anyway, with got big hair, big mop of it. So goes up and defensive mark by McLaren's in the back flank. Turns round, gets over here. He turns round, goes off, umpire calls him off. He dropped the ball, turns round, picks it all up, goes out there, comes off hands, dropped out there by Sam Laurie, and she goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Just on the forward flank for Wollonga into attack. They need to get a goal here, really, just to steady this and stop it. Mills goes up, can't get down to it, comes back out. Aldous is in there, he can't get away with it, and it'll be a ball up by the umpire once again. Never had hair like that when I was young, Kevy. I can tell you, nah.
I can't
Up
remember
it
that
goes,
long ago,
right here,
Trev.
nah. Goes up there now, goes out, comes out. Ellis gets it. He gets slung to the ground. Goes over, his handball comes out. Goes forward, right up on the forward flank out there, and the umpire will have to come in for a ball up.
Ellis got slung on the ground then. He
He got
almost
thrown
bounced
out,
straight
didn't
up.
he? Yeah. Yeah. Up she goes. Ruckman goes up. Mills tries to get it out. Laurie gets it for the McLaren zone. Comes out there to Hoffman. Hoffman gets wrapped up. He gets put down. Turn around. The umpire will come in for a repeat. Just close to the boundary now. Just slightly to that wing side. Mills goes up. Pushes it all down. Misses his target though. Comes back out. Tries to barrel through. Could actually ping him for that there, I'd say, but he hasn't. He made that dash to try to break through. It should be an attempt, but goes up. Up they go once again. Mills goes over. Now McLaren gets wrapped up once again. Put into the ground there is by Altus is the McLaren and Daniel Marr. And the umpire has to repeat it once again. Up they go. Mills gets it down. They can't get out from it. Oh, Meagle goes down. Turns around, gets onto it. The umpire's going to come back in for a repeat. We'll run out of time here, and the ball's been in the same spot here for about 3 minutes. Bacon through his McLaren, sockers it off the ground. Now it goes forward, up over the back, spoiled over the top, comes around there, goes out there, out the back there, quicked up by McLaren. He flips it out somehow, gets over, hits out to them there, goes all up, chopped over the top, turns around, picked all up there. McLaren's trying to get it out onto him. They push it over into the pocket, goes over there, turns around, goes off, he drags it in underneath, then he gets wrapped up into the forward pocket. The umpire, Alex, comes in to ball it up right in the forward pocket here, McLaren's end. Up she goes, up they go. Mills goes up, comes off hands, goes over. Wollonga try to get it, he goes over the boundary line, and it's a throw in by the boundary umpire. Almost next to the point post. Goes up, and now got 26 minutes gone. So we must be getting fairly close to the score, end of the quarter now. Up she goes. Mills puts it back into the pocket. Wollonga try to get it out. They come out onto here. Oh, sock it off. It could be almost a bad one there off the Wollonga boot. They just couldn't quite grab it. McLaren's, and Wollonga's wrapping it up there in the forward pocket. That was dangerous. Off the boots of the Wollonga player, but back into attack. And we've got a free kick to Mills for Wollonga, obviously a bit higher in the back, so he gets it. Short kick comes out wide, finds his player in the back flank. He needs to get back off the man on the mark. 26 gone, nearly 27 now, so goes up, comes up to the back flank. Clubroom side, up they go, off hands, plenty of McLaren players over the back, goes around to Haskett gets it for Wollonga, goes forward, up in the forward lines, turns around, Bass puts pressure under him for Wollonga, comes over to Laurie puts the ball out for McLaren's to off there to Moyle goes up, great grab up over the top is Daniel Marr for McLaren's. On the wing, Clubroom side, drives this ball up, short kick up in the air, and it's all Wollonga. Turns around, goes up out there, and gets it over it, and it's in the defensive mark. Looks off inside, goes around. It could be Daniel Dukers, or yeah, I reckon, or it could be Lachlan Scott, I reckon. Goes up on the wing, centre part there. Hands goes off, handballs by McLaren. Around there to Marr again. He turns around, goes off, and he finds Mutton at full forward. Mutton. He's on that 50, not looking confident. So he turns around and goes out wider, and he's still not that far in. So with the angle going out, which goes around to Cody Ellison, he's gained no extra distance and put the angle tighter. So this will probably just to be about the last kick before the siren.
Got to be close.
Yeah, if he gets this one, it'll be a nasty little break here for the undefeated side. Drives it all up. It's looking pretty good. Goes up close. Fist comes in. Goes over, wait for the direction here. The umpires, there's signal everywhere. What's he done? No signal, so it's a free kick.
Must have paid a free kick.
So Wollonga get the ball. They come out, goes over to Burdett. Burdett for Wollonga, comes over the clubroom side. Over the back it comes. Bad bounce here for Wollonga. He turns around, goes up.
No, that's called it back. Called it back, Trev.
So he comes back to a kick to Wollonga. On the back flank, on the clubroom side, you need to get back off the man on the mark. He goes right back this time, and he finds Marcus Burdett. Full back he goes. Out the other side, scoreboard side, finds his player out there. Goes right up there in the back flank now, and he finds his player there, and Lachlan Scott. Scott goes forward, not a real good kick. McLaren's got this one up, drives it over. Puts it up right up in the full forward, up and down, Spoil comes. Come over quickly there to Cameron McDonald for Wollonga. He goes forward, turns round, McLaren's get the ball. He goes back on the ground it goes. Wollonga push it all out, too far though. Over it goes, quick handball by Mills. Mills goes over, back inside, turns around, goes over quickly. Wollonga come out, hand goes through, socket off the ground, bounces off the player, goes back into the pack, and it'll be another ball up by the central umpire Luke. Well, we've got 30, well, what have we got there now? 29 minutes gone, Kevy, 30 minutes gone.
Yeah,
so turns round, goes back into there, and legging going on to there, and a free kick to Ellis. Well, probably hard there. It's 50-50 that one. Wollonga tried to suck it off the ground. Ellis threw in on him and he finished up with the legging. So anyhow, the male medalist drives it forward. Up they go, up out in there, and the Mutton comes out and takes it in front of his eyes. So we'll line up.
Well, he's got to kick it now. The siren's gone.
Yeah, so he'll kick after the siren here.
And he's got to run in straight. He can't do anything other than run straight at the goal.
No, you think the umpire would stand directly behind him, wouldn't you? So as long as he keeps this straight line,
yeah.
If he doesn't, he can't step out and come around as long as he walks in straight. But if he even walks at that slight angle, it'll be looking like he's just going straight on it. But yeah, he comes in. He's going to kick it outside 50. Drives in, that's a flop. That's a shocker. Not worth the effort on it.
No, it wasn't worth waiting for, was it?
Quarter time here in the second semi-final. We have the score on the FBA scoreboard. McLaren undefeated side 5-2, Wollonga 2-1. We'll do some wrap up later. So this is 90.1 Happy FM is Great Southern Footy on air and YouTube.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour. The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the South Coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot. FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field. FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
Two goals to Jordan Mutton, singles to Leon Groves, James Grimley and Billy Charla. And for Wollonga, it is Jake Stanfield and Sam Rennie with the 2 goals.
And their 2 goals were a long time ago, weren't they?
Early in the first quarter, weren't they? They got out to the jump and McLaren steadied and got themselves back into the game and then really took over, which you would expect. So, yeah, it's looking perhaps, like I said, with the flow they got going, that they'll win this one and probably march straight into the grand final. And then they just got the one other game then, if they do that, Kevy, that they don't get the shakes and have that dreaded one-loss game in their season, which you quite often see, don't you?
But, I mean, they haven't had too many games. I mean, the last game of the minor round was a game, almost a non-event. I think it was Galway or Yank, one of the two. It was one of those ones down the bottom. So that really didn't give them much of a hit out. So then they had a bye, then they've had this one, then they'll have another bye if they win this one. So, I mean, normally, and so they haven't had a real hit out. And you can't train like you're playing a match.
No, I was talking earlier to there with Mitch Portlock, the coach for Wollonga, and same thing. He said, oh yeah, there's 11 or 13 players that they've used out here that can't go on. He said the injuries have hit them, and he said so those players can't play. He said, but you can only go with what's available. And I said the same. I said, it's a 50-50 what you do. I said, but match practice is good. But he said, then you can get the injuries, and I think, well, injuries in a game can happen anywhere or any time. So you just can't replicate that body work and contact. So. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, they certainly had a great season, and it's still going on. So, like I said, when you have seen teams undefeated, and it's not common, but it happens fairly often that they lose one, and it's the dreaded one that you don't want to lose. So we have the players gradually getting their position here, and we go now to the second quarter here. And of course, a reversal here now. Willunga will kick to the right of screen or to the netball C end of the Victor Oval, and McLaren's turn around and go back towards their hometown, back in the Adelaide Hills and the Adelaide suburbs. So umpire Alex, umpire has been good. Boundary umpires, 4 of them have been good. The umpire holds it aloft. The siren sounds onto here, and we get ready to go underway here at the second quarter. Up she goes. Mills goes up, gets his handful of Willunga, comes out, but Willunga can't quite get it. The handball goes out quickly, and that one out there was Danny Dukas, but can't get out to it. He recovers quickly again. Out in that wing, goes over there to Meagle for Willunga. Socket off the ground by Aldous, goes up to full forward, turns around. Stanfield got outran there by the defensive player, comes back to Meagle for Willunga. He goes forward, up there, up and down. Oh, he's got to be free kick. No, umpire didn't see it. He had his arms around him and tucked the Willunga player down. Goes back. Now comes to Meagle again to Willunga. Goes forward in the forward pockets. Goes out there. McLaren's pick it up. Handball's over. Finds his player in Jamie Smith. He comes out, clubroom side, goes up there, and body work out there by Cody Ellison for McLaren's. On the back flank, clubroom side, he's asking his players to move for him. Drives it off, sits it up here onto the wing, turns around, body goes over. Mills goes up, gets the fist, he gets pulled down by Mutton, comes around to Colwell for Willunga. He handballs out, it'll go back to him in the 1-2. Goes up, short kick goes over there, and he finds his player out there quickly, and that one there is Sam Tregenza. So Willunga with the ball, he'll look at it. No movement, stagnant now. Drives off into the centre, goes over, misses his target, straight into the arms of McLaren. Series of handball, goes out quickly to Groves. Groves finds Moyle from the back pocket, comes out there, bad kick, and goes over, and Sam Tregenza for Willunga goes on the back flank. Now he drives out short, goes in the centre, finds his player again. Ooh, he almost got away onto that one, and that one there was Danny Dukas. He puts it all out, and the free kick goes to McLaren, and will go to the effort there of Kane Hopkins. In the back flank, just on the cricket pitch here, drives off, hangs it out here in the clubroom side, goes over. Willunga got back quickly there in Darcy Scott. Darcy Scott handballs over to Mills. Mills over to Colwell. Colwell goes out to Meagle. Meagle goes out further. Willunga controlling it. Out the scoreboard. Up they down. Hoffman can't get to it. Comes back down around. McLaren puts it underneath him. They're the ones they need to ping. I was talking before about that. He had the ball, went down, put the ball underneath him and made no attempt. Still, as long as they're consistent on it and don't pay him out, they go. Ellis gets it. On he comes for McLaren. Drives this ball up to full forward, and that's an easy mark there to Willunga in Cameron McDonald. McDonald in the back flank, drives off into the wing, goes over. Pressure here though, comes all up. McLaren's gets it, goes off. Handball goes well. Handball goes over again to Ellis. Ellis drives off, puts it in the goals. Look at that.
He didn't have
right
to move,
on
did
the
he?
chest there of Mutton. I'd half a wonder you'd love playing full forward in this team, wouldn't you? With Ellis in front of you. All you got to do is stand yourself out in a fair bit of acreage there, and then you'll get it.
All he had to do was put his arms out.
Mutton comes through, goes back, umpire steps back, goes.
Had to do was put all that the big fella there.
Martin, he
had to
did.
do was put his arms out.
Yeah, well, I reckon he could have lifted his jumper up and just let it softly land in that.
Could have. Yeah, I mean it was a pinpoint kick. That's probably why he's the male medalist.
Yes.
Anyway, the umpire tosses the ball up again in the centre. Down it goes towards
There he is again.
And Ellis is in there again. Got another kick. Down to the half forward line it goes. Ball's bounced a couple of times now. It's gone over.
Here's another one.
Line and there's
Slammed it into the point post.
Hit the point post from very close in there, and then it's only a minor score to McLaren. So they go to 6 goals, 3 in our FPA scoreboard now, Trev.
Certainly is. Comes back now. Marcus Burdett goes back for the kick in.
That was a goal down the waist, wasn't it?
Yeah, he kicked it across his boot, and there was no need for it. He could have just, dribbled that along the ground. He was right in front, no pressure. Kick comes out by Burdett, goes out. Spoil comes from behind. Socket off the ground by McLaren's, but into his own player and bounces back. Now it goes forward again. Comes out, and it's probably going to be a kick to Wollonga for untouched. Mutton realises that. Marcus Burdett goes back in. He wasn't there to start with, so he turns around, but he gets a kick.
Well,
back pocket.
Person that can kick it in, a bit like Ellis did before. He's a pretty good kick into.
So Marcus Burdett brings it out this clubroom side, back flank. Mills goes up, takes that one, went for the spoil, and they're going to umpire call play on though. So he saw there was another double touch, but yeah, I would have paid it, but still goes forward. Altus grabs the McLaren player there in Hopkins, and she's a ball up on the wing, clubroom side. Up they go. We got in the back, and it's one in here to McLaren. So put out here, coming to Laurie, I reckon.
I don't think he knew he had it.
Sam Laurie. So he drives this ball out for McLaren, up to centre half forward. Over the back, they can't get to it. Burdett, it bounces out. Unusual for him. Turns around, goes over. McLaren gets wrapped up. And she's at centre half forward. Umpire Luke comes in for a ball up. Sets himself up. Up they go. Laurie goes over. Over the top comes Wollonga. Turns around, crashed into each other. That's onto there, and he's hurt himself there in 12 there for Tregenza. It was his own man he crashed into trying to get it. So she's on the top of the square there. Up it goes. Comes back down. Out it comes to McLaren. McLaren get the handball out wide. Goes over to Meagle. Meagle gets slammed backwards. Turn around. You've got to be careful with that one because the head goes backwards also. But umpire goes in for a throw up on the forward flank for McLaren. Up they go. Wollonga go up. Up and early. And the Shepherd. And it comes out to Laurie. I can't understand how you can get a Shepherd from the ruckman when you actually go up on top of his shoulders. Anyhow, free kick to McLaren's. Goes out there. Mutton tried one hands into it. It goes up. Kicks over there. Minor score only to McLaren. They go merrily on their way now to 6 goals, 6-4 to Wollonga 2-1, who still haven't scored this quarter.
No, just as well they're starting to miss a few, isn't it? Otherwise they'd be a mile ahead. Burdett looks like he's got the ball down there and about to bring it in.
Yeah, it's been 7 minutes of play, and it's all McLaren, isn't it?
All McLaren. The ball's hardly been the other side of the centre line. Anyway, he kicks it over that far side of the ground out there. There's a little kick out the back. In fact,
free
the
kick to
has
Wollonga.
Been paid before that.
Liam Nye.
And Nye will take the free kick. Kicks it into
Job
the centre.
Colwell.
One hand. For one hand, yeah. They don't want it at the moment, Wollonga. The way they're going, finally it's picked up out there by Craig Nelson. Nelson had it briefly.
Sorry, it was out to...
I don't think it's Haskell.
No, it was out to big number 9, J.D. Stanfield.
Anyway, the ball now is in the left forward pocket of Wollonga, and the ball has gone out to bounds. Be thrown back in by the boundary umpire. In it goes. Get Stanfield in ruck down there. Ball's on the ground. He bends over, tries to pick it up. But there's 2 other blokes wanting to pick it up too. And the umpire comes in and says, leave it with me. He just comes in, just tosses it up. Big knock there by the ruckman. And here's a kick down the ground by McLaren. And
another free kick
has been paid down there to the player going for the ball. And he decides to kick it across the ground. He obviously got a couple of players out there he's got his eye on, and McLaren now, they got them all over the place out here by themselves at the moment, and that's gone to Ellison. Ellison will kick it down to centre forward.
Look at this.
He's got a player standing there by himself, and that player is Lachlan Matthews, and Matthews kicks it into the forward line out there, and here's a chance now. He could have let that go for Ellis then. He probably would have grabbed it and kicked it in for another goal, but in the way then for Wollonga was Lachlan Scott, and the umpire will throw it up, and a free kick will go to Wollonga. What a player there. He kicks it out and it's gone out there to Colwell. Colwell now's got it to Burdett, and Burdett's got a player out there that he wants to kick it to, and that one is Nielsen, and they're just going down the ground with it now, and they've got to do something here shortly because otherwise they're going to be a long way behind at half time. Picked up again by McLaren, and the player then is knocked down, and he doesn't like that.
Now take it off him, you silly, silly person.
Why would you do that?
You got the ball, get the heck out
Sam
of
Rennie
there.
anyway ends up with it. Down to the forward line it goes, and they're at the back of the pack.
We got a free, I think, another push out. Yep.
Yeah, and Stanfield's got it this time.
Yep, they're picking those. All umpires are picking those shove outs and over, aren't they? So they're hot
There's
on
been
that.
plenty of them.
Yep, and they're going both ways. So it's
And Stanfield's got it.
desperately need this, don't
They
they?
certainly need it now.
Oh, look at that!
It's,
Look at that!
It's the kicks made the distance all right, but it's way offline, and a minor score only. So Wollonga go to 2-2, trailing McLaren 6 goals 4 on our FP Ag scoreboard. So it's still a reasonable lead, 26 points out there.
Moyle brings the ball back in, goes over, pushes down. Yep, you had your hand, you leant on him. You can't get them. They're picking anything up. So it comes back out here to Darcy Scott for Wollonga. It's outside the 50, so he just hangs it up, waiting for the big boys to go up and down. Turns around. Can't get through there with Tyson Hoffman. He hasn't really done a great deal in the last couple of games. So Ellis gets the ball from McLaren, comes back inside, finds his player quickly there in Lachlan Matthews. He goes over, straight around, back out here to Hopkins. Everywhere. Hopkins goes back and he comes back on the back flank and finds his teammate out there. Clubroom side. So he turns around, drives off, puts this up in the air, up onto the wing. Up they go, hanging on, goes over, turns around, puts it all up. Burdett tries to get over, comes off the foot of Burdett and goes over the boundary line. The umpire's picked a free kick out
he was
here
hanging on to him.
to Wollonga and goes out here to Cameron McDonald. McDonald goes back inside, finds his player back in the back pocket in Altus. Altus now drives out wide again, goes out wider and he finds his player. They've had 3 kicks, goes out, but he finds Billy Cook.
They've still gone backwards.
Yep, and they're still around, kick straight across at that angle there. Goes up, turns around, now they got it there. Tyson Hoffman needs to get into this game. Spins around, drives off, bang, ball was late. Turned around, goes off and tees it up there. 3 umpires didn't see it.
Why they didn't see that.
Nah, 3 of them goes out. So McLaren come all the way back to full back. Now they spin it out here on the back flank. Turns around, goes up here, and they find his player here in James Grimley. Grimley, back flank, clubroom side, looks inside, drives off, puts the ball back in, goes into there, and that's intercepted there by Wollonga. That's you can't grab him when you're not in the barking duel and then actually tip him down on the ground. Goes out there now. Hoffman has to get around to it. Handball goes back. Hoffman gets it all up for Wollonga. Drives forward, too short, and goes over and intercepted by McLaren's there. And that one out there was Daniel Marr. Marr goes over, finds Moyle, runs off the back lines a lot, this lad does. Goes out, goes over, hand comes off, gets around quickly there to Cody Ellison, goes up, off hands, goes out into here, goes around there, and it runs over the boundary line there for a throw in the forward pocket for McLaren. So, boundary umpire now with it in charge. We've got ourselves 30 minutes gone, second quarter. Up they go. Mills can't get to it for Wollonga. Goes out. Colwell gets it. He's under a lot of pressure in the back lines. Goes out to Altus. Altus goes over to Meagle. Meagle goes over quickly over there to Tregenza. Tregenza goes off and signs a big man in Daniel Bass. Bass now goes forward for Wollonga. Up the top. Over the back it comes up. Picked down. Oh, back inside. Got caught. Got high though. And he'll turn around and get a free kick. Holding the ball, tried to make it, and Zohar gets it for McLaren's. He goes right back almost to centre half back he goes. turns around, kick comes in. They come out wider again, comes right out the club rooms, finds his player out here and Todd Mackay. Mackay gets it. He's right in front of the change rooms here, club room side. Sets himself up. Drives this ball up the forward flank. Up they go. Miles too early. Unrealistically too high. And a free kick here to Mutton. With the scoreboard on the FPAG scoreboard, with McLaren's going along quite nicely here on 6 goals for to Wollonga 2-2. The ball's gone over, Kevy. Yes. Half-time, Kevy. I've heard, I'm not going to tell anybody what the half-time hub interview is, but it's, I tell you what, if you're around here, definitely tune in to listen to it. It is a barrel of fun, and you can understand how some people can get dementia. Yeah. So,
you reckon?
Over to you, Kevy, for this one.
Get dementia or got dementia. Anyway, the kick down there by Mutton is right down to the forward line it goes, and it's touched across the boundary line, and the umpire will throw it in. Yeah, I think the person that's doing it's probably got dementia.
Yeah, anyway, well, it's a good way to indicate it, isn't it?
The umpire
certainly watch it.
Throws it up, and it's gone through for a minor score only down there, and that is 1 point to McLaren.
No, Wollonga's that in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is Wollonga.
No, sorry, you were right. I got it all wrong. So you are correct. That was McLaren's pushed over the line.
Yeah. And anyway, Burdett now decides that he'll kick it in. He's pointing out towards it in, and it's just
low,
made the distance.
Comes back to him.
He's got another chance to kick it now, and if he does, he nearly got caught. He had his nearly pants ripped off of him, and the ball comes in there now, and the player that he meant to kick it to didn't do anything with it. McLaren's now have got the ball, got it out in front, and they have a goal, and that
Luke Mitten, number 33.
And
it's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
They've only scored 2 goals, and of course Wollonga really have only scored a point, but it hasn't sort of opened up for either side.
No, but at least they're sort of holding them, aren't they?
Oh,
they're not racing off.
Yeah, Wollonga are not making inroads at all, but
no.
But like I said, 2-0, you still increase that lead. So up they go. Mills goes up, puts it up and down. McLaren in Moyle tries to wrap it all up. He gets caught up in that centre circle there, and umpire Alex comes back in for another ball up. Up she goes. Mills gets up and down, comes out over to Aldous. Aldous can't get over. Over the top there is Mackay. Mackay turns around, gets it over, Lachlan Matthews it was. Goes out there, into the forward line it goes. Goes up there. Handball's out by McLaren, quickly out there in Tarek Redigolo. He goes forward, up onto the wing, kicked up quickly there, and that one goes around to Leon Groves. Up and down the forward lines. Mutton can't get to it, off hands. McLaren can't get the handball away. The tackle's laid on, goes out. Colwell gets it. Guns back in straight away over there to Lachlan Matthews. Matthews drives it up there. McLaren tries to get to it, reckons he touched it because he didn't want it to be untouched, and Wollonga get it, and he turns around so he doesn't rely on the boundary umpire, and it's a ball in the forward pocket for McLaren. So the ball comes back to the umpire. Set themselves up. Up they go, goes over, Mutton uses the body, Mills can't get to it, slap forward, goes out, comes around quickly there by McLaren, he drives off, goes all the way over, out in the full, untouched, everything else that goes, missed everything in there, she'll be a kick in through to Wollonga in the back pocket.
If they can get the ball back quickly.
Yeah, Job Colwell will get the kick, and he waits over. Plenty of kids back there, so they're thinking it's one of their footies.
Any of the kids that are out there are chasing the right.
They think it's their footy, so they're just kicking around with it. So back pocket, out they come, drives it up they go, over, off hands, is on here on the forward flank for McLaren, back flank for Wollonga. Clubroom side for a ball up with the FPA scoreboard 7-5, McLaren 2-2 to Wollonga.
And getting closer and closer to half time.
Yeah,
There's
20 minutes
out there
gone.
having a bit of a push and a shove, but umpire throws the ball in, comes in, Out comes loose now, and Colwell's got a chance to kick it down the ground to the almost a move. It was a mark taken in the end. Well done to Jamie Smith, and Smith's got hold of it. He's going to kick it. Which way's he going? Backward. I thought he going the wrong way there for a minute. Changed his mind, and out he went. The ball's on the ground now. There's a.
He'll be hanging on, I think, to out to Willunga.
Bit of a
There's drag back.
Flick out with the ball, and Willunga have got
Mills.
the free kick through Mills.
I couldn't understand how he wasn't in their best players last game they played.
Anyway, Mills kicks it further down the ground. The big fellas fly high for it out there. No one can, or the player there's got hold of it.
Jordan slammed him
down.
down.
Was Darcy Scott, but the umpire says I'll have it before any more problems can occur, and the umpire gets the ball back again. It's over near the boundary line on the clubroom side, and out there with it now. Willunga have not had the ball down there scoring him for a while, and they certainly won't get it just yet, because the central umpire's got it to throw up. In he comes. There's a couple of players having their own private little war down there, but anyway, the big fella there in Daniel Bass went up for it.
Yeah, they got him for the slam down.
And
sooner or later one had to happen, hasn't there? There's been a few of them been bouncing around
so
a bit.
Darcy Scott now has got the kick, and Scott with it. He puts the ball
deep in the pocket again.
That is hard to score from
Big
out there.
Bass got it, but
we'll see how Bass goes. Too far out for Bass there, though, I would think. And Bass is going to come.
He's just driving it up, isn't he?
Yeah, it is. It is too far out for him because he had a long kick in, and it's just scrapes in for one behind. So Willunga go to 2-3 to McLaren, 7-5. Looks like McLaren going in with a decent lead at half time.
Yeah, it's in the FBA scoreboard, and she's over the boundary line off hands on the back pocket there for Willunga. Far side of the oval though. People over there got their hands up in front of their eyes. They're looking into the sun. So that's how
it's
the
a
sun's
terrible
out.
spot, isn't it?
Yeah, goes up. Bass gets it out. Comes over quickly to McLaren though. They come out clubroom side. Not very good, and goes over. And Scott takes it for Willunga. Directly in front. It's going to kick from probably at least more like 45, 40, 47 into there. You can see the white line if you're on YouTube. Just in front, he'll kick just inside that, I'd say. So he's kicking from about 49 to 50. Man in mark onto that. Kick. If he gets any closer than that, he'll have to kick up and over the player, which goes off. So in comes Scott, drives up. There he goes. He had to get in and over to get the distance, and that hence you don't get the distance on it. Up they go. Great grab there by McLaren in defence. It could be Cody Ellison, but he goes out and he finds his player out on the clubroom sign, back pocket. Yeah, goes over. So quickly goes out, off hands. She goes over the boundary line there for a throw in there to the back to the forward pocket there, still for Willunga though. They're holding it up there, but they badly need to get goals on the scoreboard. In she goes, up she goes, turns around, Bass gets it down, comes back in there. Willunga tried to break through, he gets wrapped up, Altus, and he gets put down on the ground, and not much happening with 22 minutes gone. And it turns around still in that pocket. Moyle gets it for McLaren, goes out there, over the back there. Colwell now with a run for Willunga. Handballs in, finds himself Haskett, his teammate. Goes off, he goes forward, over the top. Coming out there is number 9 for them in Liam Nye, and he'll set himself up. Inside the centre square, double backs, goes off, kicks forward, drives out that forward pocket, up. Scott can't get to it, comes into McLaren, he gets wrapped up, thrown down, comes back around, quickly around there into Redigolo. He goes out, finds his player in the back lines there, and Joel Vanderloo. Vanderloo comes up and finds Mutton on the wing. FPA scoreboard, we've got McLaren 7-5, Willunga 2-3.
And Mutton, is it? I think that's got hold of it there.
Yep.
Grabs, kicks it further down, and he gives it to another big fella. Haskett. And Haskett's got hold of it now. And he will kick it back again from whence it came. So Haskett now, he puts it back and probably gives Mutton another chance to mark it. And then it comes off hands there. Knocked down there by or Willunga, and it's gone out there to Bass.
Back to Haskett.
Back to Haskett again, and Haskett, I thought he might have hand passed.
He was
that
going
across,
there. He was
and
lucky because the
I
bloke was
reckon
leaning over, wasn't
I
he?
reckon he was. And he thought he might do it too. Anyway, Haskett's got it here, kicks it in, and he finds his teammate out there in Hugo Hoke. Where's Hoke going to kick this one? He'll kick it further down the ground. It's right over the clubroom side again.
Ooh, almost good at the back untouched, wasn't it?
It could have been. Yeah, this ball's gone up in the air. Who's going to get in there? And out it goes to number
Charla.
47 in Billy Charla.
Oh, strong mark.
Charla's kicked it down, and that one has been marked at centre half forward by Grimley. And Grimley now will, he can just about put that one through from there. And Grimley now will kick this from probably about 48 or 49 metres out.
Yeah, I reckon the bloke's about 40 metres on the mark, so he's probably gone back too. So, yeah, like I said, he's kicked the one, hasn't he? So,
yeah. He's kicked one, he's got a long run in here, he'll be tired by the time he gets there. He walks the first 10 metres of it, comes in now, goes just inside 50 by one step. That's a long kick for goal, and that has gone straight through. And James.
The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot.
to push around to it. So tomorrow we'll sort another two sides out. So perhaps one of them might really start to look the goods. So we're back in the centre. We must be really climb up because there's been that many goals today. Only about 3, I think, in this quarter. So it goes out quickly. Handball by Willunga in Irvine. Irvine goes out further around, finds his player there, and Jukas go out. Look at that, kick straight the opposition. And it's easy marking to
Looks
the
like
backman.
in Counter Bay, doesn't it?
Yeah, goes out there. He goes right back into the back lines and finds his player out there in Zohar. Kiefer Zohar. He goes out and finds his player, finds the opposition in Tyson Hoffman. Hoffman too far out, drives off, hangs it out. It's still tight in that pocket, they don't say. The big man's there, comes off quickly there to Willunga. Willunga's rolling that one over there, turns around, spins around, comes back in. He can't get to it, goes over there. He's got around into it, couldn't get into it there. And that one there was Sam Rennie. Couldn't get back in. It finishes up with a ball up right on the goal square.
He wanted to do a 180
up
degrees,
there goes up there, turns around. Bass pulls it all out, socket off the ground there. It turns around, goes out there. Touch, the umpire says. Point only. So Willunga finish up with another minor score. They go to, on the FPA scoreboard, 8-5 to McLaren, 2 goals for Willunga. We must be close. There's only been
very close.
There's only been 3 goals, Kevin, and we've gone 27 minutes now.
Nearly. Anyway, the game's going on. McLaren have got the ball now in their forward pocket, in the back line, or their back pocket, you'd have to say there, and he kicks it down. They're just happy to keep the ball in their grasp, I would think, until the siren goes. Anyway, got horribly close into the man on the mark, and they fly high, and here's Willunga now coming back. Tyson Hoffman's got it. He'll have a long kick in. It's about time he got one of those big long bombs going down there, and the ball now is forced across the boundary line and out of bounds.
Even from the left side of the oval, they still kicked it deep in the right pocket, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't understand it.
Anyway, the boundary umpire's got hold of it. He will get it back in play. He does. Then go the ruckman. There seem to be ruckmen there everywhere. There's about 8 of them going for the ball. And there goes the siren, I would think. The people are starting to walk on the oval. So it must be half time here at the Victor Harbour Oval in the second semi-final between McLaren and Willunga. And the score, McLaren 8-5 to Willunga 2 goals for.
Certainly is, Kevy. Well, like I said, with that quarter, Wollonga kicked 3 points and McLaren went on to 3 goals 3. So it's a dominations there. We'll give a quick wrap up before our halftime hub on it. For McLaren, we have 3 goals to Jordan Mutton, 2 to James Grimley, 1 to Leon Groves, 1 to Luke Mitten, 1 to Billy Charler. And for Wollonga, very, very slim pickings. Jake Stanfield and Sam Rennie, both in the first quarter.
It was about an hour ago.
Yeah, it certainly was. So turn around. So at the second semi-final there today at the Victor Harbour Oval, McLaren on the FPAG scoreboard 8-5 to Wollonga 2-4, Kevy. And this halftime hub hanging on to, and I recommend everybody should be listening to this because I reckon it's good. I'm getting near that age. I reckon it's the only thing you can say is senior people are needed in this place, but you got troubles, haven't you, when you actually talk and then people reply. So we'll hang on to that. Hang around for everybody. We'll be back for the second half. So this is 90.1 Happy FM. It's Great Southern Footy on air and YouTube.
And this is our halftime hub.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Fleurieu furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Get the power!
Happy FM's Halftime Hub, brought to you by FP Ag. We're in your field.
Today's special guest on the hub has recently retired from football. Kevin, what have you been doing with your time since retiring from the Great Southern Football League? Well, Kevin, I've been doing the lawns, cutting bits of trees down, painting rooms, you name it, I've been doing it. Cleaning gutters, getting all the work done around the home that I couldn't do for the last 40 years. So I see. It's been mounting up.
He comes in now over the 50-metre line, and that is just skims the top of the player, I reckon. And that is a goal there to Ben Davis, and that puts Counter Bay on to 4 straight goals. Well, it was four goals at 1 point, really.
No, 4 goals to the Bays, 1 goal, 1 to Mount Compass.
Now, Kevin, you're getting older and older each day. What's your memory like these days? What's the question? Just answer the question. What question? You mean you've forgotten it already? Sorry, can you speak up? I can't hear you. So your hearing's not the best, is it? Have you seen a hearing specialist about your hearing? No, I don't wear earrings. Earrings? What? Okay, let's move on. Look, how do you see local football from your commentator's seat? Yeah, I think it's a better game. I think it's a cleaner game. I think it's a quicker game. I think the players have got more skills. Is it a better game now than it was, say, 20 years ago? Yeah, I think it's a better game. Seems to be a lot of occasions where we've got to go through the umpire throwing the ball up again. What do you reckon we can do about it?
Ball's on the ground again.
Well, I suppose get the umpires to throw the balls a bit higher and the ruckman to get in and knock it out. That's what we need to do. Instead of knocking it on the ground, knock it out and clear. Now, Kevin, you don't like dogs. Why don't you like dogs? Well, I don't like dogs, especially with Mount Compass jumpers on them. Well, what's wrong with the mascot? I don't like the mascot. Runs on the ground trying to take your attention away.
Okay.
He's a damn nuisance. Have you got any funny stories to tell? Oh, funny stories. I mean, I don't know that I can tell a lot of them because they'd have to be checked out first, I would think.
I see.
Anyway, look, there was one many, many years ago now. I got to go to a game at a place called Price, which is up the top of the peninsula there, and not far from Port Wakefield. And I got there at about 7:30, I think it was, in the morning. I went to the car driver. The car driver had to go right down the bottom to Yorktown, so he dropped me off very early, and the hotel manager was out there putting the hose on the on the veranda, cleaning up the mess from the night before. And he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm coming to umpire the football today." And he said, "Football?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, there's no football here today." He said, "The local team's forfeited." I said, "You've got to be joking." I said, "Coming all the way from Victor Harbour," I said, "to a forfeit. No one's told me." And he said, "Oh, well, anyway," he said, "stick around." He said, "There'll be a few locals in shortly." So I stuck around for a while, sat there, read the advertiser, every bit of the advertiser, and then a few people started to walk in. Then there was a couple more came in, and a couple more, and a couple more, and then a couple of the blokes said to me that came in, "Do you want a game of darts?" "What are you here for?" I said, "I'm here to umpire the football." They said, "Oh, umpire the football?" They said, "There's no football here today." And I said, "Oh, God." Anyway, they said, "Come and have a game of darts with us." So I had a couple of games of darts, and then they said, "Well, you might as well have a couple of beers, seeing you're not going to do anything all day." And I said, "Oh yeah, okay, I suppose I can have a couple of beers." So after a couple of beers, turned into a couple more beers, and a couple more, got to about 12:30. Then a couple more players came in. I said, "Has anyone told the opposition that we're not playing today, that we've forfeited?" And they asked around. I said, No, we don't think so." So the secretary came in. He said, "No, I haven't told anyone yet that we're forfeited." I said, "Well, how'd the story get around?" I said, "I don't know, that's what I've been told." Anyway, I said, "I've had a few beers, lots of games of darts, nothing to eat." And they said, "Perhaps we can go down and play." I said, "Oh, you're joking, aren't you?" They said, No, we got the umpire with us, we should be okay." So down the oval we went, started the match. Threw the ball up, as you would. I couldn't bounce it if I had. If I would have squirted out like
I don't believe
it would have
that.
gone everywhere. I think about the 7 or 8 schooners that I had while I was hanging around. So anyway, the game went on. Quarter time came, and I was as sick as a dog over the boundary line.
Are you for real?
They said, "Oh, you'll be right. Stick with us." So they gave me I think it was a bit of port. They said, "Take it, have a bit of port, and you'll be right." So I did that, and it made me worse. So the game went on. They were playing the top team. It was the last game of the minor round. And I don't know what it was, about 30 goals to nothing at 3/4 time. I don't know what the score ended up in the end. I think they rang the siren early so that we could go home. But anyway, that's, I mean, one of the traps you get into if you're going away. What are you going to do when you're there at 7:30? The umpire picked me up from Yorktown about 8 o'clock that night, so I would have been at the hotel for 13 hours. Which is just as well I didn't drink all that time. It's just as well that they rolled up and played. But I mean, that's one of the things that sometimes are these funny stories that you get. There was another funny story, if you want another one.
Not really.
Where it was in the mid-north town. I forget where it was.
I said no.
Now, but I know it was in a mid-north town, and I'd been umpiring at another place. So we get to this mid-north town where we had to pick up the other umpire on the way home, and he's outside sitting on the step. freezing cold. It was a mid-north town in the middle of winter is not a good place to be. So anyway, we pulled up and we said, what's the problem? He said, well, I umpired the game. He said, they reckon I wasn't too good. He said, they wouldn't serve me. He told me to get outside. He said, so I've been sitting out here for an hour. Every time I went back in, they kicked me out. So anyway, I mean, at least it didn't worry us too much because I was with another umpire, and he got back in and he wanted to eat, he wanted to drink, he wanted everything. So we had to go to the next town so we could get a drink. But oh look, I mean, there's lots of things like that happen along the way, and sometimes they're funny things, and sometimes you think about it and you think, I could tell another one about an aeroplane, but I don't think I will. I think we've had enough. Well, Kevin, thanks for talking to us today on the Hub.
Happy FM's Halftime Hub, brought to you by FP Ag. We're in your field. FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Fleurieu furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour. The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot. The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot. The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot.
Opened them up. They only finished up kicking 2 goals 3, so 3 goals 3, so it wasn't a huge one with 5 goals in the first quarter. But yeah, Wollonga are certainly struggling. And
I mean, even if McLaren only kicked 3 goals in each of the next 2 quarters, I'll give them 14 goals.
Yeah.
Wollonga will have to get 12
12,
goals.
yeah, that's what I mean.
It's a bit hard to see that happening the way they're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, to get back now, you've virtually got to hold the opposition scoreless, and you must, you know, dominate the scoreboard. Well, you sort of can't see that happening with the quality of plays they've got.
Well, they got no hope of doing it the way they're going, because at the moment, those 2 goals came in about the first 10 minutes of the match. And to Wollonga, so I mean, it's probably an hour or so ago since the
So yeah, the umpires are just waiting out to there, so we've got they're checking, but we've given them the all clear, but the players haven't got their position, so it turns around and goes.
well, they keep looking over here, but
yeah, they're looking, but yeah, the light's up there and it's on, so you just want to flick that on and off for us a bit, and just to give them indication to know, so just to let them know that everything's all clear as far as we're concerned. They've got it now because the boundary umpires are running out, and yeah, so they're gradually making themselves back. So yeah, the weather has opened up here now, and we've turned around, and yeah, it looks like the rain is not going to come, or the showers we had earlier through the day, Kev, so that's one thing about it.
It looks like we might be facing another one of these very one-sided games.
Yeah, as I said though, we got the same in today, the reserves, you know, like that was the one that surprised me. That was completely one-sided, that one, and you know, with my Ponga Selleck's only kicking 3-2 to, I think, what Wollonga got 13-7, so that was a 10.
But that can happen with reserves if you've got some injuries in your A grade, and those players, some of those players have to move up, but there's no reason for it here.
Yep, anyhow, the umpires are holding the ball aloft here now, and they're happy with where we're going, so we start the 3rd quarter of the 2nd semi. Up she goes in the middle, turns around and goes off. Into it, goes out. Wollonga, get it out through there, trying to get onto it. Goes up forward, goes around there now. Turned around. McLaren's get the ball, go out. Ellis with the run of the ball on the back flank, spins around, doubles over. Then he delivers and bang, hits the target out there, and his player running through onto there on that back flank. He turns around, that could be Kane Hopkins, goes off, he finds his player further in. Here they go, chipping the ball about, straight into the centre, finds his player quickly there in Tom Harms. So McLaren controlling the ball once again, right from the start, goes out, up onto the forward flank, goes up, comes out to McLaren's, goes to Meagle. Meagle takes 2 thumps out of it, can't get away to it. Kick smothered, goes back into it quickly there, is Hoke for Wollonga. Goes back down there and the whistle's gone. It'll be a free kick to Wollonga. And the back flank coming back here to Hugo Hoke. He immediately turns around and goes back to full back. Picks the players up, and that one's Billy Cook. Billy Cook now, back pocket. Drives the ball out for Wollonga. Clubber him over the scoreboard side, up and under. Turn around, can't get out to us. Craig Nelson. Nelson gets his handball out. Goes up quickly away there to Darcy Scott. Scott goes in, finds his player quickly there in Braden Altus. Altus, he goes back again. You're not going to score goals doing that, are they? Comes out and finds Marcus Burdett. Marcus Burdett comes in and finds Tyson Hoffman. So I suppose if you control the ball and then try to attack it, but you won't certainly shut them down. Tyson doesn't know where to go. Backwards and forwards, comes out, finds Altus. Altus moves in, handball's low, out to Burdett. Burdett skips around, goes around, then he kicks. Right foot, goes up, centre half forward. Up they go. Spoil comes from behind. McLaren's recover. Moyle gets a grubber away, hits the deck. He goes off, kick goes up forward. 1 on 3, he gets wrapped up, doesn't make an attempt, go for holding the ball. And he'll turn around and Wollonga with a free kick. So it goes up into there. Finds up there now on the wing position, clubroom side. Drives this ball up in the thirds, 2 into 1, and that's easy. Turns around, pay that mark every time, and turns around and goes over here quickly to Jamie Smith for McLaren. On the back flank, clubroom side, no inroads by either side this time. Up they goes, right up to the wing, over the back, smashed down by Wollonga, comes out, Burdett tries to get it, goes back into it. Handball out quickly there, goes over to Bully Cook, goes out, ball goes over now, runs out to the back flank. Merritt's on the run there, Wollonga goes, he picks it up, scoops it up, comes along quickly out there to Craig Nelson. Nelson turns around, goes up there and finds Hoke on the forward flank. He comes back, goes back again, they're going back to Burdett. Burdett gets the ball, puts it all out, finds his player out there, and Danny Jukers. Jukers goes off, he finds his player in Bass. Bass kicks up and under pressure, and he finds his player on the forward flank there, and Liam Nye. He's got nothing coming for him, he's on the 50 metre, so he should just put it all up. Puts it all up, the big man going back is Haskett. And Haskett takes the mark right in the goal square. Yeah, he was outside and he's missed it, Kevy. So don't repeat that one to him. So, big Brad Haskett right in front, has not kicked a goal yet. In he comes, directly in front. It's only going to kick from, 8 metres out, 10. Turns round, goes off, the umpire comes back. There's
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialists in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday, 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
His other little mate's right up here in the forward pocket, Kevy, so he wasn't going to help him.
I'll say he wasn't. Anyway, umpire throws the ball up in the centre. In go the ruckman. And let's see if what McLaren are going to do here or what Wollonga can do with it. And McLaren picked the ball up. Gets a hand pass down the ground, and that wasn't a good hand pass either by the McLaren player. But
they're all dropping
it now, and there could be a problem here in a minute because you'll probably find McLaren will pick the ball up, go bang bang, and be a goal. It's the way they've been going so far. So they got Ellis in the middle there, and worrying him if the ball now goes it's going nowhere, and the umpire. Has he called play on? Yes, he has, and he's played holding the ball down there, and the free kick will go to McLaren, out there to Tom Harms. He plays on down the forward line, coming out there, and maybe there was a bit of a push out, and the umpire will pay a free kick here to the Matthew Merritt. He didn't call him too many times in the first quarter, but anyway, twice so far in this third quarter, and he can put the ball right down in the scoring area from where he is. Comes in now, put the ball up.
That's why you didn't call him too much.
Go right down in the scoring area down there, but he didn't do much with it. But the ball lobs short, and now it's in a stack of players about 50 metres out from McLaren's goals, and the umpire will throw it up. Tosses it up out there in that forward pocket area. Up it goes. Wollonga got hold of the ball for the moment, but the big fella coming through there, he could have cleaned the Wollonga player up pretty easy then if he wanted to.
Hoke.
And Hoke gets it down the ground, it goes. Plenty of McLaren players out there at the moment. It's just a matter of getting the ball and booting it back into that forward line again. And how do you mark that? That was almost a one-hander in the end, wasn't it? He got down.
He got into the back of the Wollonga player, pushed him out, and hit his hands, and he fell on the ground. The ball fell straight down into his lap.
Yeah.
So he got a mark.
Dude, he's laying on the ground with the ball on his hand.
A lot of effort for a bloke. He's kicked 1 point, and he's made two shockers at goals, so...
Well, if he can put through a goal here, that'll certainly put a dent in McLaren's effort, won't it? Into Wollonga's effort.
Certainly will.
So in he comes. He's about 40 metres out, and that is not a very good kick in, but nearly a mark taken by McLaren right in the scoring area there, and the central umpire comes and says, give it to me and I'll throw it up again. Up it goes. In they go. Ball's pushed down on the ground, and McLaren had hold of it for a short time. And there goes the big fella down there in Mutton. He can't do anything with it either. Willunga pick it up and kick it out towards the centre half forward area, and it's on the ground. They're bouncing off each other like a pinball machine, and it's taken now by Kane Hopkins. Hopkins kicks it into the forward line, and there goes the big fella, and Cody Ellison takes the mark, and he will not be that far out from goals. Can he do anything with this one? I think he might be right on about his kicking limit there. Anyway, he comes in now. It's the ball on the boat. He's just outside of 50, one step outside of it. Kicks it into the scoring area there and bounces out there to Willunga. Willunga can kick it in now, but there's a little fella waiting for it there, and that was Alex Moyle. He's too far out to score. He just kicks it in. If he kicks it into the big fella and he can grab hold of it, they're in business. But the ball's on the ground now, and Willunga are just trying to force it forward, and the umpire could have probably paid holding the ball then, Trev. He didn't make a great deal of effort to get through.
Yeah, they missed the first grab behind, pulling the player out with the ball not there, but up she goes in the pocket, comes back out. The attempt made was there, he missed it all out, should have been holding the ball, and the ball goes over the boundary line, and it wasn't touched, so it should go to Willunga, which it happens, and the umpires are right on it. So back pocket for Willunga, drives off, kicks in, finds Burdett, not much further in front, but it's still on the back pocket there. Lines up there now, clubroom side he'll go, drags this one straight across over the top, and he finds his player in Tyson Hoffman. Hoffman steps inside, comes back down towards the wing now, clubroom side, up they go. Players come down, back through there, comes out through there in Mills though, goes out, McLaren's picked the ball up off the back of the defensive zone, goes forward, up onto there, Tyson Hoffman can't get to it, Spoil comes through, and it goes over the boundary line in front of the change rooms here for a ball in on the McLaren's forward flank. Boundary umpire sets himself, up she goes, that's a good one. Up they go, comes back out by Mills, goes over out the back, Willunga turn around, Ellis gets it, handball goes off short, he kicks out wide, goes over, and he turns around and just gets touched before it goes out, and it'll be a repeat by the boundary umpire there on the boundary, same spot, only probably about a metre difference. So he lines himself up once again, puts it up, goes up, down, Mills gets it, taps it all out, can't get away with it there in Danny Irvine. He gets out, McLaren's picked it all up, go forward, almost a mark, couldn't quite bring it down, comes out quicker again, goes out, socket off by Ellis off the ground, trapped, can't get to it, in they come, goes over, handballs by Willunga, turn around, gets wrapped up, turns around, that comes out, Burdett comes out, Colwell goes over, Burdett wraps him up, and there's a throw, and the kick will go to Marcus Burdett. Willunga, back flank, drives off, puts it right across. Bass can't bend down to get it up. Ruckman throws it over his top, gets his plop out there, and Danny Dukas. Dukas goes out, smacked across the head there, and the ball goes over the boundary line touch for a throw-in on the interchange right here on the in the clubroom area. Sets himself up, boundary umpire goes off, in they go, turns out by Mills, he turns around, goes round, quickly picked up by McLaren's, his kick's over there, goes down there, and Hoke gets it for McLaren's on the wing. Clubroom side still, looks around, not much movement, so this is certainly not helping Willunga. Goes off now, drives the ball forward, up in their forward flank, out they come, Bass can't get to it, handball over the top, goes over quickly, goes around there, couldn't get the squirt out onto it, the boot, goes over, turns around, can't get down to it. McLaren's push it forward and he turns round. Could have hit the point post, but he's put it through for a minor score to Wollonga. They go on the FPAG scoreboard to 3 goals, 5 to McLaren, 8 goals, 5.
Yes, well, not much score in this quarter as McLaren get the ball now. More Wollonga player there almost juggles it enough for a mark, but not quite caught into the umpire. And here's a little kick in out here. There's a big fella out there in Bass. He can't get anywhere.
Moyle.
And down the ground they'll go with it. The player there from McLaren at the back of the pack. Yeah, well, that was well done then by Wollonga, Billy Cook. So Cook's got hold of it, he kicks it over there, it comes off hands, bounces off hands and across the boundary line.
Front on contact to Colwell. That was lucky, 2 on 1, and he got the free kick. So
free kick has gone out there to Wollonga.
Must be a blood brawl or something. They turn around, they're getting up there. I reckon the big basses up here and the back line's coming off, so there's a blood brawl. The umpires have held it up.
He's going to take all day to get off.
Yep. Yep. McLaren is swinging a change, and of course they'll be a man down now because of the blood rule is you can swap before he gets off.
Yeah.
And so there goes McLaren's into change.
Bass is off now, and play can get underway again.
Yeah.
And it's a free kick out there to Wollonga some time ago. And there's a little kick down that far side wing, and coming through, the mark goes to McLaren. And the player with the ball there is
that's Daniel Marr, that one.
Marr, yeah. And you get it back, there's some loose players out there, but they're going up and down in the one spot at the moment, some of those players out there. But anyway, the ball comes out loose, and the forward line down there, there's a couple of players out there. McLaren can get a good bounce out here, they'll be in business. They are, and it's gone out there to Lachlan Matthews.
Blind.
And Lachlan Matthews has kicked it, or pushed it out of bounds, and the umpire will throw it in. Yeah, it's sort of degenerated into almost a nothing game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is a very important game. The winner of this game goes straight into the grand final. Ball comes out loose, has a shot for goal, and I reckon he has got the goal, and that would be the first goal for...
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Get the power!
Into the centre, so they make it go, and the ball comes back into there. So, and may I say, Kevy, great job there at quarter time on the hub. It was good to see you in that interview. You knew the fellow person inside out, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew who I was talking about.
Yep, his ball goes up and down. McLaren's take it out and go forward. Wollonga stop it, but McLaren's got the run. Handball comes out to Hoke. Hoke gets his kick away, goes forward, over the back. McLaren have got numbers here, goes all up. Looked a bit high, that one. The umpire was happy with it, so gets up there. That one there was Sam Laurie, and he gives it back to umpire Alex. Throws the ball up, they go. Haskett goes up, pushes it down. McLaren's trying to get it. There it goes out to Laurie again, turns round. Burdett picks it all up, can't get away with it. Handball goes out, goes over again, comes back to Haskett. Haskett looks for the run player, goes back. Comes around quickly there to Liam Nye. Nye goes forward and finds Tyson Hoffman. Hoffman drives this ball full forward. Out the back it goes. Over the back it goes, and that's going to go right through, I would say. Umpire looks and certainly has...
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag. With 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
Got the end-to-end roll pretty good, and she just kept going and untouched, and
Yep.
yeah, straight through.
So they're still 5 goals behind, which is not too good when it's getting near the 20-minute mark of the third quarter. Anyway, the ball goes up in the centre. Out of the centre goes Tarek Ridagolo with the ball down to the half-forward line, and a good mark being taken there at centre half-forward by McLaren in Matthew Merritt.
He won't want this ball, Kevy. He's had a sour day in front.
He has, hasn't he?
He's had 1 point and he's missed, 3 that we've seen that he hasn't made it or...
Well, they've got a very
mess of
big
it.
score, haven't they? They've only got 9 goals and we're nearly 3/4 time. In fact, that's 10.
Goes straight up, comes off hand for another behind to McLaren. They go on to 9 goals, 6 on the FPAG scoreboard to 4-5 for Willunga.
And we're nearly 20 minutes into this third term. So it won't go for too long, you would think, because there hasn't been much scoring. Well, good mark taken down there by Hutchins.
That was a good one.
Hutchins has got it now. Just, what's he do? Gets the thing, kicks it
Kicks it out
straight
on the
across on the full, across the boundary line. Never looked like going to anybody, did it?
There's just no fluency,
No,
is it? They're
there's
just
nothing.
struggling to get going.
Yeah, and there's a player out there by himself in the middle.
Back in again.
And that is Ellison.
Yep.
So Ellison now can put the ball far down as he likes, and there's a big
Oh,
bloke
look at that.
waiting under it down there. Comes off hands, goes across down there, and he's
got it.
kicked another one.
No, Jackson Daniels, number 49. And it's certainly looking that way, isn't it?
6 goals, and it's
20 minutes gone this quarter.
in fact it's almost into time. Oh no, that's 20 minutes exactly. So
Yeah.
umpire throws the ball up in the centre, and McLaren nearly got away with it. Then they couldn't get out. The player slipped over. He was about to handball it. And
That was rough.
holding the ball. Says
McLaren's
the
pushed
umpire.
that ball in underneath him,
Yeah.
and then he's stayed there, and the umpire hasn't seen it and pinged him because he reckons he dragged it in. He never touched it.
No, I don't. Anyway, here's a little kick in. Oh, that's a shocker. But probably that's justice.
Yeah.
The ball now's on the ground, and this one could have gone for holding the ball too.
Yeah.
Didn't
They've
have
stopped that
anyone tackling
diving.
him.
They've stopped that diving on the ball if you take their legs out as not a kick, isn't it? So
Yeah. Anyway, Willunga got it now. They can kick it down the half forward or the back of the pack.
Mills.
There's a chance out there for Mills. Mills could go in holding the ball tight.
Push it out again.
Hoffman could go in and get another goal here. I reckon he's
Missed it.
though. And it's a point minor score only. So it's 4 goals 6 to Willunga, 10 goals 5 to McLaren on our FPA scoreboard.
Yeah, he missed a golden opportunity. He had open men in front of him. It should have been the handball, even if it was just that little kick forward, because the man in front of him, 10 metres, was all by himself. Nobody around him, so yeah, but no, try for that kick around the body. Moyle brings the ball back for McLaren's, goes out wide, out over the top. Willunga can't get to it, pushes it over, picked up quickly by McLaren. Handball's back in, goes into Charla. Charla goes over again. Handball goes up. Hoke gets it for Willunga, goes forward. Tyson throws himself at it, and Tyson Hoffman and gets the ball low down. So he gets up now, has a shot. He's going to kick outside 50, well outside. Drags it back in at up to full forward. Up they go. Can't get to it. McLaren's come out quickly, and Jackson Daniels, handballs over to Kiefer. He gets kicked smothered. Turns around, Mills goes down. Ball comes out there, and the McLaren player quickly just flicks it over, and he turns around, goes on. Moyle goes down with apologies because he collected the Willunga player and took a knock on the ankle. Good sportsman that one was. Boundary umpire gets it, throws it in, up they go. Bodies go around, Mills can't get to it. Lunga tried to wrap up, Aldous gets him, gets down in there, McLaren jump in onto it, he goes down, and he turns around, the umpire Luke will have a bowl umpire up at the full forward position for Willunga. Up they go, Mills goes up over, turns around, comes back down, gets into the arms there of Kane Hopkins. He gets wrapped up and there'll be a repeat throw up.
It's like Willunga in damage mode at the moment. Just don't want them to score anymore. But
just trying to get things going, and it doesn't. Up they go. McLaren goes up, tries to break through. Handball's back to Moyle. Moyle misses it, gets it again. Handball's out, goes off. Handball comes back again, goes around to Goodison. Goodison gets the ball out there and marked out there, I reckon, is Lachlan Matthews. Lachlan Matthews with the ball, back flank, clubroom side, short kick. Goes off and he finds Ellis. The reigning male medalist. 3 years straight. 3 years straight. History for the GSFL. Nobody's won it 3 years continuous. Up it goes to the flank. Off the back at Stanfield up there. He turns round. Out it comes. McLaren gets wrapped up. He gets put down. The umpire will turn around with a ball up. No, getting upset. He's got you wrapped up, mate. He's still hanging on to you and you got the ball. So
Ellis has got a terrific number of votes when you consider one of them was only for half a year, half a season. 9 matches was all we allowed to play that year because of COVID.
Anyway, Matthew Merritt now with the ball for McLaren's as a free kick. Forward flank, drives it up, puts it out. That's better. At least it's a bit more out to the goals. In it comes, goes up, smacked around, picked up beautifully by McLaren. Up and under though, goes back out there. Bang! That is worthy of 25 against him. You turn around and carried up on that. The one was nothing in the pack. Lachlan Matthews, miles late, and they turn around and get onto it. So good umpiring. Turns around, goes straight out there with McDonald. McDonald goes out, finds his player in Nye. Liam Nye comes around, goes all up. That's not a good kick, and it's fixed by Goodison for McLaren's. He goes off into the centre, finds his player quickly there in Luke Mitten. Mitten goes off, finds the player out there quickly again, goes out there to Matthew Merritt. He finds the forward player coming out onto there. I reckon that could be, I'll just try and pick up his cooking before. Grimley, yep. Just try and win the bandies there. I was trying to pick up who it was. So, yep, he's kicked one in the first, one in the second. Going for the third in this one here. So, 1 1/4 so far, if he kicks true again on this one. Hasn't missed, though. In he comes. 45-degree angle. Not that far out. Drives left foot. Hangs that one like an anchor. It goes out. We'll say it went with a breeze. Misses completely. Relief to the back pocket to Willunga. Interference in the mark there goes on, comes up quickly. Picked up there by McLaren's. McLaren's go off once again. I couldn't pick up who that one was.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Now, because that's 7 goals in front now.
Yeah.
And very, very close, you'd have to say, to 3/4 time now.
Oh, yeah, well, certain years. 53 was when they started, so that makes it, 26 now.
Anyway, from the toss-up, ball's still in the centre. Picked up by Willunga. Picked up out there by Ellis. Ellis gets it across to his teammate, and down they go, and that is a mark down there to Lachlan Matthews. Matthews has got hold of this, and if he manages to kick a goal with this, which he should be able to do, could be able to do.
No, handball's off.
He didn't want to kick it.
To Harms.
Harms did want to kick it because he's got the goal. So Harms there has put this one through the goal.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
That oval, Kevy, so hopefully we should have a really good close match on it.
Yeah, we've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, up in the centre, up and down it goes, comes out, Mills is back in ruck again. As I said, I couldn't work out how he never got in their best players last game because he dominated for 3 quarters, so in the ruck especially. There it goes out to the flank. Hoke got held out of it. Now he turned around. McLaren was plenty of time to get rid of it. Goes around, slips over, goes back over to there. There goes the siren, Kevy. So it's 3/4 time here. We have McLaren have gone on their way. 12 goals, 5 on the scoreboard. To Wollonga only going forward to 4 goals, 6.
It was a long quarter for not much scoring, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
28 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. So you would have thought it was, a bit shorter than that. But so quickly the wrap up again before we go to the last quarter. For Wollonga, Tyson Hoffman, Jake Stanfield, Brad Haskett, and Sam Rennie, their goal kickers. For McLaren, we have Leon Groves with 1, Jordan Mutton with 3, Tom Harms 1, James Grimley 2, Luke Mitten 2, Billy Charler 1, Jackson Daniels 1, and there was another one there was come out, was too quick for us to put it down to it. So this is 90.1 Happy FM is Great Southern Footy on air and YouTube.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Fleurieu furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot. Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Get the power.
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialists in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday, 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Yeah, there's been a change to the scoreboard here too because they were too late with it. But yeah, McLaren go to 12 goals 6 to Wollonga 4-6. So back in the centre here, and off we're underway for the last quarter. And it goes up. Wollonga quickly with the ball, goes off into the forward lines. Over back, that's a late one there. Got away with it though, McLaren relieve out the back line to Ellis. Ellis goes forward for McLaren, goes up, look at this, picking them all out into there, goes over to quickly to Daniels, I reckon it was Jackson Daniels, goes off forward, goes up there, Job Cowell could be in the back, and he has the umpire. Luke sits right over there and says, sorry, you rode him into the ground, and it comes back out here and goes straight over to Matthew Merritt. Well, Kevy, he's had the yips. At plenty of shots, hasn't he?
Well, he has had plenty of shots, but not for much return.
He's kicked 1 point of all of his goes. I reckon I can count, at least 6, nearly 7 probably. So not a great return by him. Drives up, just sits this one up, goes over. The umpire worked hardly onto that one, and it's still no good onto him. So he finishes up there with 2 points for the day. So there we go on the FPH scoreboard. We have McLaren go to 12-7, Wollonga 4-6.
And ball to be brought back in.
Birdie
out there, Birdie. And the ball has been marked by
Stanfield.
Who is it?
Stanfield.
From the last line of defence. Oh, he's kicking in short here. They'll give it away in a minute. You might as well go for a win rather than just try to negate them scoring. And they're going to do it again, almost out of the same place.
Hoffman.
The ball's been taken out there by Hoffman. Hoffman kicks it down the ground, and he's kicked it to a big tall player out there. Almost took that one. I reckon he threw it in the end. And here's a chance now for McLaren to go right in down there, and they've got themselves another point. 12 goals, 8. McLaren to 4 goals 6 by Wollonga on the FBA scoreboard.
Certainly is, but it's all been McLaren, hasn't it? So Burdett with the ball once again. Drives off, kicks the ball in there, out the back flank. Wide side they goes, up and under. Wollonga can't take it. Try to get Socket off the ground through there in Sam Rennie. Wasn't successful. Comes off the body. Bounces up. Coming through is Rennie again. McLaren's, they go down. He draps himself onto it. 2 of them onto there. Should go for holding the ball. And he has. Good umpiring that. They both just jumped on it and held their hands and said, we're happy just to do this. And they said, 2 goes, so Wollonga now goes up, quickly comes over to Meagle. Meagle gets the ball, kicks it inside, and he finds Tyson Hoffman. Hoffman goes quickly, goes up out there, over the head of his player and Hoke, picked up by McLaren's. McLaren's come out, finds his player running back there, and that one there was Cody Ellison. So he's on the back flank. He goes short kick again, goes inside, finds his smaller backman out there. That one there is Tarek Redigolo.
Just keep himself.
He goes back to Vanderloor. Vanderloor goes back to Zohar. Zohar steps off, bends down, touches it, kicks the left foot now up onto the forward flank, goes too far, bounces badly, comes out there. He picks up there, Laurie gets the ball, he wraps up, snapped out to them just as the whistle blew, and he's gone onto it. Yep, that one there was Jackson Daniels. Up they go, Mills gets it all out, pushes it all over, goes round to Daniels again. He puts it all up, forward flank, goes up there, smashed out the hands there of Craig Nelson, and he goes out the boundary line, goes through for a boundary throw in on the scoreboard side. Forward flank for McLaren though. Ball goes up, Mills goes up, gets it forward, comes back down, pisses around into there to Tregenza. Tregenza goes off, untouched, and looks around, going round to McLaren in Jackson Daniels. Daniels with the free kick, goes off, puts the ball right up in the full forward position. Over the back it goes, turned around, goes out there, comes round to Mutton. Mutton handballs back over to the young boy, goes off. He's kicked himself 3 now, Luke Mitten. Umpire says
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialists in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale quarry direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday, 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
Yes, it's hard to win if you only score in 2 quarters.
Yep.
Umpires in the centre now to be ready to throw the ball up.
Alex and Luke.
Alex, yeah, I think that might be an Alex, that one. Anyway, out, away goes Wallunga with it's down there through Hutchins. Hutchins puts the ball right down to the forward line. They fly high for it and they miss it down there, and the McLaren player just ran along at the back, picked the ball up and turned around and kicked it. He had no opposition at all. And finally it's gone out there to Daniel Marr, and he's put the ball across the boundary line, smothered off his boot. So the umpire got hold of it now. Yes, you're not going to see a great final or a final quarter out of this, I don't think, unless someone can get in there and kick a lot of goals and do it very quickly. Anyway, it comes out loose again, and I think Wallunga might go here for holding the ball. And Burdett gives it back there to Marr, and Marr puts it on the boot. Down the ground it goes, and that probably was touched. I think it was touched. The boundary umpire thinks it was touched too, and he'll throw it in. In he goes. Beautiful day here at Victor Harbour today. Nice sunny day. Quite warm if you can get out of the into the sun or out of the shadows, and the ball now
out in the fall.
Kicked across out. And when this is not a great standard at the moment, is it?
No, well, McLarens would wish it a blow. They don't. Well, even if they get injured, they don't want a bad one though. That's it, and take more than a week. But anyway, so off it goes. Stanfield for Wallunga goes in, goes wide, under pressure though. Goes right out there, picked up beautifully by McLarens. Goes onto there, goes around into Grimley. Grimley goes off, handballs over to the running player. He comes in, and Jackson Daniels, umpire goes.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 170A Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Get the power!
For those that didn't tune in, you missed a great halftime hub. Yeah, we decided to have a bit of fun here, and yeah, my fellow radio man here, Kevin, interviewed himself, and it was great. So yeah. So back in the centre, The ball goes up once again. I'm through. Mills gets it. It's probably played another good game for Wollonga. Goes out quickly out through there in Hutchins for Wollonga. Goes forward, but they break him down to the full forward. Comes back out. They turn around. Picked up in here. Handball now by Wollonga goes off. Tyson gets it. He fended off too high, I'd say. And there'll be a free kick to McLaren's. Just had their elbow up. Goes the last... one of the goal kickers there, and Luke Mitten for McLaren goes off, finds his player, he plays on quickly to Daniels. Daniel goes off, he finds his player in the back line there, and could be Goodison. Gets the ball now, drives it up to the wing, goes over too far, over the top, misses everybody, goes through quickly there. Turn around, Meagle tries to get into it, comes out to Colwell. Colwell goes over and he finds his player in the centre there. Comes over to Hutchins. Hutchins drives out, he goes to Hoke. Hoke can play on, drives off, out to there, and over the head there of Haskett. Turn around, 6'7", and if you can kick it over his head, that's a shocking kick. So he goes up quickly. McLaren's recover and they clean up once again. Out they go. Ellis goes out right in front of his eyes and he takes it and he turns around on the forward flank.
Makes it look so easy, doesn't it?
Drives it in, puts it over there, straight over the top, and he finds his player there in Marr. Daniel Marr, centre half forward, drives into the lead and goes up there, straight over there to the man that's having the horror in front in Matthew Merritt.
Reckon he'll get a goal out of
this Kevy, you've got to give him one, don't you? You've got to give him, give him a prize for attempts.
Yeah, have a go.
I reckon he's had 7 or 8 goes at this and he's kicked 2 points, so I think he'll faint. He'll have a rush of blood if he gets this one. He'll want the game to keep going on. So right in front, Matthew Merritt, 24, drives off, puts it all up. He's making the umpire work. I reckon he snuck that one. Oh, the odds.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
Creek. It's turned out beautiful here. Not much wind, just a breeze, and the flag's just hanging there now, and the sun's out.
Umpire tosses the ball up high in the centre of the ground. One the player grabs hold of it, they grab hold of him, and they'll do it all again. Umpire Jensen will get it, throws it up high, up it goes. Down into the pack, quick kick out of the pack down there by McLaren. Sets the ball over.
Ellis hit him in the chin.
He's bouncing like a tennis ball along the middle of the ground. And he's on the top of it, pushes it out, and he comes back end up with it. Eh?
Now you know why he won 3 medals. The ball goes out and still comes back to him. He's got it on. It's like, you must call that a yo-yo, not a football.
Umpire throws it up again. It goes. Coming out down there was a player in Cody Ellison. Ellison's kicked it across to the centre half back area down there, and there's plenty of players out there in dark jumpers at the moment that could do something with it here.
He's got a free kick. Nah, free kick, you slang him. You can't, even after it come out, you can't slam him down. He spun him twice and then slammed him. The umpire's even suggesting that, but said, nah, the ball was gone before the tackle, but he hung on too long and then slammed him into the ground. So probably anyway, it's just a touch unlucky, but
Billy Charla gets the free kick. And can he kick another goal? This will really make it look like it's an absolute runaway win, but it's probably a little bit harder than that.
Gone too far.
Another point. 15 goals, 9. Now is McLaren to 4 goals, 6, and our FP Ag scoreboard. I suppose a lot of the zip's gone out of it now. They're probably saying, why win by any more?
Yeah, well, that's right. But the trouble is, if you take it too easy, that's where you get bad injuries.
Yeah.
You go in that bit softer, someone comes in hard and bang, there's, big corky and takes 3 weeks to get rid of it. So they've got to be careful. kick comes right back in for Burdett. It's now in the centre, went over the pack, kicked off the ground, comes out here to Haskett. Haskett has to bend down at 6'7", turns around, he gets ridden over. Hoke comes in to help him, he can't get it, comes out the back, he turns around, gets hung onto too long there without the ball, and the umpire comes in. It should be a kick to Wollonga. Moyle touched it, didn't want to pick it all up, but he should have, because it goes around and comes out to Wollonga here in Sam Rennie. Rennie with the ball, turns around, he must get told to play on now, he's come around, drives off, kicks it dead into the pocket once again. Zohar goes up, can't get to it, comes back down. Bass tries to get onto it for Wollonga, goes back down onto there, comes up there, Bass gets it, smashes it out with a handball, goes over quickly over there to
Number 5.
Wollonga, number 5, I reckon.
Danny
you're right there,
Irvine.
Danny Irvine. Kevy, I said before coming in that neither of their finals, neither of their big tall men have stood up in the forward lines. Jakey Stampill's got one, and Haskett's got one, and Jake Stampill won a grand final on his own boot there only, last year.
Umpire throwing the ball up in the centre, and they've had a bit of a ringer rosy down there, and the umpire's gone back in and done it again. So I reckon he might have to throw it up once again too. I think the umpires, they've
been
reasonably
good. Yeah, no,
good
they've
go.
been
They
good,
haven't
consistent.
been any
That's all
problems.
you ask on them.
And the ball now is in the centre. We take it out. Oh, that was a good hand pass or throw out. Anyway,
Daniels now.
Whichever way it went, down there to McLaren. And is Burdett going to give a point away?
Nah,
no, he's not.
he
He's
doesn't
gonna
like
give
doing
a point
that.
away.
Hoke.
Hoke's got the ball now down the clubroom side.
Hoffman,
Almost,
that's going to be
almost
hanging
over
on.
there to
Free kick to McLaren.
McLaren.
Yeah, Hoffman, you're joking. You went for the ball and you've spoiled it out. He never ever grabbed the ball and you tackled him. That's what gets me. He sort of cries because he reckons he didn't do anything.
Anyway, the free kick out there goes to Harms. Harms kicks the ball right back in. The player out there was probably grabbed hold of from McLaren. He's turned around the umpire and said, "Didn't you see that?" Well, everyone else did. But not much point in worrying about it now.
Nah.
Umpire's got hold of it, throws it in. In it goes. Pushed down. Taken out here by McLaren. And that's gone down
Todd
there.
Mackay, there's a goal.
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
Yeah, 17 minutes I think it is.
Yeah.
17 minutes gone in this last quarter. It's just to run through the time here now. I'm sure both sides would be happy if their timekeepers just, that was switched, wasn't meant to be
Didn't mean
switched
to
on.
do that.
Yeah. They wouldn't, makes no difference. But in they go, up they go, Bass goes up, gets it down, then he has to read it as a rover again, turns around, McLaren picks it all up, tackle comes from Rennie and it goes in for a ball up by the umpire Luke once again. Yeah, the three of them work well. They've been consistent on it and gone around, and the boundary umpires have done a great job too. So up she goes, turns around, Bass gets it, comes out, McLaren's flick it all out over the back to Wollonga. Wollonga go forward, they've really got nothing up forward. Hope goes over, he runs around, McLaren just slaps it forward, finds his teammate helping him, he kicks it up forward, goes out to here, screws off the boot, goes over the line, untouched, and will be a Wollonga's kick by Marcus Burdett on the back flank. Clubroom side, so goes up into it, clock keeps ticking over here. Heading towards into the 20-minute mark now coming up. Burdett goes up, goes over the head, too far. Spoil comes from behind and goes over, and I got cramp in there to a Wollonga player in Darcy Scott.
He gave him the free kick out there, and he
Yeah.
didn't even know he had it.
Yeah, all of a sudden his cramp's gone, Kevy.
Yeah.
He was limping then, wanting to go off, and he'd get a kick, and look at him, he's
He
working
didn't want to
around.
go off now.
Yeah, it must be mind cramp, I'd say. So Scott now with the ball, he's had a fair game for him. Puts the ball up to their forward flank. Up they go, over behind. All McLarens spoiled each other. The umpires picked it out and given it to one of them. So it goes over quickly, and that would be Goodison.
That's a team,
Ashley.
mate. Team,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, we shouldn't pay them. So it goes out. They find Zohar. Zohar on the back pocket. He kicks up, goes out, finds it. Spoil comes over quickly there from Danny Dukers or Lachlan Scott, and goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. On the almost on the wing position there at the Wollonga end. Not that they've been there that much this quarter. Up they go. Bass can't get it. Comes over the back. Goes out to Altus. Altus gets the ball over the back. Kick comes over. Over the top. Goes right out of the back over there. Scott comes around. Turns around. Turns around. That's no make attempt. You got to ping him for that. Oh, he gave him an eternity to do it. Wollonga get the ball, goes around onto it, turns around, Meagle gets it, he handballs over to Zohar get it. He goes over, his kick goes and falls in his arm of Moyles. Moyle puts it all out. He finds his player up further, almost into the wing position, nearly on the scoreboard. He kicks forward now, goes out, off hands, in the back there, turns around, Stanfield gets it for Wollonga, Colwell gets it, he handballs off, goes around to his player, he kicks up on the forward line. Look at that. Straight to the opposition. So he turns around, goes back. Picks up onto here, and I reckon it could be Jackson Daniels. Jackson Daniels with the ball on the back flank. Drives off, drives this ball right up into the wing again. Up they go, over the back it goes. Colwell tries to go for it. Marr gets it, he gets a hand out onto it. Goes over the boundary line, and I reckon he's been pinged for incorrect disposal, and he'll come back to job at Colwell. For Wollonga. He turns round, he drives it off over the top, and he finds his player in Rennie. Rennie goes to step inside, can't get to it. Then he gets called to play on, so he swings at the boundary side. That's almost out in bounds, but it's not marked out there by straight away in Todd Mackay. Mackay goes back, he finds his player in the back pocket. He goes back further still, goes back to fullback. Zohar back there, now he's squeezed up. Can't get much distance out of here. He spins around, goes off into the pocket, and they've gone back from the wing right back into the back pocket, and the netball court ends. So they're just trying to strangle him out. Goes up here now. There's a shove out from the back. Then he goes up. Hope is looking, saying, how can you not see that? So he turns around and goes up. Pushed him out before he ran into it, and he got away with it. Shoved the player out, took 4 steps, then took the leap and got the mark, and it goes around here to Tom Harms. Back flank though, drives up clubroom side, over they goes, over the top it comes, over the back it goes, turns around, Ellis gets up, keeps it in, pulls it up, drives it out to the back line, goes on, here it goes around to there, turns around, kicks for it, guess what, it bounces back, he got it, struggles to kick him out anywhere else, and
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sales options, and we also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu, we're in your field.
So 6 goals, so we'll still finish up nearly the 29-minute mark, won't we? So, if it's what the other quarters have been, so.
Yeah, anyway, the umpire will throw the ball up in the centre of the ground. Up he goes again, ball's knocked down. The umpire says you
into Laura, you
didn't go
push,
for the wall.
push the ruckman out and then you go for it.
And I reckon
It's 25 metres now because he might have said
he
you were
might have
wrong.
said something to him.
I think he said you got the P in the wrong whistle.
Well, stick the P in your whistle.
Yeah, I reckon the P was with an off after it. Straight on to McLaren's, on the roll, goes over there. Umpire gets out the road. He says, now I'll signal. He says, bingo, another
It's the same location with Mary and her Victor Harbour team, but the name has changed. Beachside Bedding, next to Hebra Pharmacy, is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, Sleep Haven and Adriatic Slumber. Beachside Bedding also features a beautiful range of locally made Florio furniture. Same location, new name, now even more competitive than ever on price. Beachside Bedding with free delivery and old mattress removal. Open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Hebra.
If they happen to win again against the Winning tomorrow and win that to come back in the grand final, I think I'll just stay at home.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. They cannot improve that much.
No, I don't think they can either. Umpire throws the ball up again. Up it goes in the centre. They're going to get away with it. No, they're not.
He's making no attempt either.
That's no, just put it up on his shoulder and kept it there. And the umpire says, "Well, I'll come and throw it up." Perhaps if he'd said you're holding the ball, that might have woke him up a little bit. But anyway, the ball now comes down and it's gone to McLaren. No, it hasn't. It's gone to
Hoffman.
Gone to Hoffman. It's gone over here to and
they don't want to kick a goal.
They don't want to kick it. No, it's holding the ball now, and down they go, down the oval. Goes McLaren with it. The mark has been taken down there by Billy Charler. And
that's 25. Hoffman, silly boy, keeps this up. He might finish up having a rest.
Yeah, he might.
He is. The umpire's going for it, Kevy.
Huh?
Umpire's going for the card.
Is he?
Yep, coming out. It's just a matter of which one. I think it'll be a yellow. He'll be off. He's probably saying, "Thank you. I'll go in for a shower anyway."
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. So out comes the yellow card.
It's a yellow card for Hoffman. So
that was silly for a bloke that's played football at the level he has. That's a nutcase.
Well, Hoffman might as well go in and have a shower because there wouldn't be more than 5 minutes left.
Yep. Personally, like I said, with a ridiculous thing to do at this time of the game, with the game all gone, you got nothing to lose. Like if he's had a couple, he could go out. I probably would have been a mean son of a bee and given him a red one and said, "Well, your next game, you might get two, and it'll be a grand final anyway, or next year."
Anyway, at the moment, well, McLaren are just sort of waiting for the siren to sound, I'd say, out there now. We can't. A lot of the buzz gone out of it, and there's a player come in here.
Colwell handballed virtually the player coming in and hit him when over the boundary line, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so we've got, 26 minutes gone, so... Ball over on that flank, up it goes, comes out into Ellis. Ellis spins around, left foot, spins it on his boot, goes over, right back into the defensive line there is Lachlan Scott. Lachlan Scott gets the ball, kicks it out here, and he finds his big player there in Jakey Stanfield. Stanfield's had a quiet one, puts it all up onto the flank up here, almost onto the wing, finds his player here in Craig Nelson. Nelson goes back inside, finds his player out there, goes around quick, and that is Danny Irvine. Irvine with the ball, goes back now, finds him there, and he finds his player right in there, almost kicks it in the umpire, goes out there, and he finds his player out quickly out there in Hoke. He's been handy, Hoke, anyway. We called him a lot, he's got into it, so yeah, young lad goes off. He goes back in and finds his player in Cameron Hutchins. He's still on the forward flank in front of the clubhouse though. No movement for him, the umpire calls play on, now he kicks and goes out, and look at that. Just runs in, Alder stood over there, and over the top comes Tarek Redagolo, and he marks the ball. So McLaren on the back flank drives this one back up, comes back up there over the back. Good strong mark through there to Grimley. He's actually not bad over here, Grimley, as he grabs him. Grimley quickly off for McLaren's, drives off into the pocket. Out they go, and that's, he just dropped it. He couldn't quite control it, Hoke. And he's offhand, so he goes and he's got cramp. Could never understand at this time of the year, players, how they can get cramp. They certainly shows it like a fitness, but they should be after 18 rounds and
should be at peak fitness now.
Should be. Up they go. Jakey Stanfield can't get it. Goes over Hambell. They go back up. Then he drops the ball. Should go for it. And big Jake Stanfield will be rewarded. Redagolo gives up the ball for McLaren. Jake Stanfield kicks it all out to the wing. Up it goes there, and Big Bass drops an easy one in front of him. Now he's gone, holding the ball, got rid of it, goes out on there. Biggie Jakey Stanfield says, well, I can't kick over a jam tin. My brother Ruckman can't handball, so I'll walk over the boundary line and give it to the boundary umpire.
I think the umpire felt sorry for him then.
Dirty day, isn't they? They are shocking. In it goes now. Up they go. Ruckman goes up. Bass gets it down for Wollonga. Comes out to Hoke again. Hoke gets his kick forward. Goes up. But it's all McLaren. Turns around. Goes up onto here. Turns around. Goes around into it. Finishes up. Altus tries to get it. He drives the player down into it. Over it comes into there. And it'll be a free kick to McLaren for in the back. And to 25 for some reason. Can't work that one out if it's just a free kick, but yeah, 25 also, so McLaren's with the ball. Goes up and goes over the man who wants to pick of himself, Luke Mitten. He's kicked 4, 2 this quarter, he's going for 3 now.
He could easily get 5,
yeah. Perhaps he's saying, is there any votes, umpires votes in these games? Sorry, son.
That's too late.
Too late now. And you don't get credits for next year.
No.
So you can't bank them. So
you can
Luke Mitten
start with 3 votes.
Rolling up for 3 this quarter, lining up for 5 for the game. Drives off, sits it up, looks pretty good. The umpire moves and runs. He comes back, indication, says a goal.
The Royal Family Hotel in the main street of Port Elliot prides itself on having a family atmosphere. The dining room is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, offering great food specials and friendly service.
Enjoy.
Why not wind down with friends and enjoy a drink in our superb beer garden, one of the best beer gardens on the south coast. There's traditional pub-style accommodation available and a drive-through sip and save outlet. The Royal Family Hotel, 32 North Terrace, Port Elliot.
Rest, so they'll get out onto it. So we can do some stats. We'll wrap up fairly quickly here. There's not much to go. It's all going to take more time through McLaren than anything else. So goal kickers that we've got down from McLaren, I'll just read them out on the list because there's a lot. Todd Mackay with 1, Leon Groves with 1, Jordan Mutton 3, Tony Harms with 1, James Grinley 2, Matthew Merritt 2, Luke Mitten with 5, Billy Charler 1, Jackson Daniels with 1, and there was 1 extra there in the third quarter. We couldn't pick up who it was. That gave them their total. For the Wollonga, pretty ordinary. Tyson Hoffman with 1, Danny Irvine with 1, Jake Stanfield 1, Brass Haskett 1, and Sam Rennie 1. So that was it. The other winners for today throughout the day as we go on to was Strathalbyn over Myponga Selix in the junior colts. So Strath go to the grand final. That also was a result in the senior colts. Strathalbyn beating Myponga Selix, so they go to the grand final. Reserves, Wollonga easily defeated Myponga Selix, so Wollonga Reserves are into the grand final. And here in the A grade, McLaren now go to the grand final, who defeated comfortably Wollonga here. So,
and tomorrow we've got the games at Langhorne Creek. We start early at Langhorne Creek tomorrow because we've got the final of the mini colt carnival to play first, and I think they start about 8:30 in the morning. And then throughout the day, our games there are all knockout games. The winners go on and the losers, well, they don't go on. So tomorrow we've got Wollonga playing Victor Harbour in the junior colts. We've got Encounter Bay playing Wollonga in the senior colts. Encounter Bay playing McLaren in the reserves. And Myponga Selix play Langhorne Creek in the A grade. And that could be the game of the weekend.
Well, we want to be a bit better than some of them we've had, Kevy, so otherwise the excitement going up, we'll just leave the cameraman here. We won't have to comment, we'll just leave it alone. So anyhow, we'll do a wrap up here onto here to go on because we've got to fold up. I've got to get this van over to Langhorne Creek, so I'll be coming back with the night crows in the sky. So it's been our pleasure to hear. So 90.1 Happy FM is Great Southern Footy on air and YouTube.
has been a presentation from Victor Harbour's 90.1 Happy FM.